Happy Jack's RPG Network. I'm Christopher Gray. We tried showing you a wonderful video made by the elegant, awesome Bill Roper, but it was the wrong video. So it was also a good video, but it wasn't.
You couldn't hear it either, so you were just watching like a horse. I hope you appreciated that.
It was a great video. It wasn't our video. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're on episode 1, and we're going to figure this out before episode 6, maybe. Of Temples and Tombs, the Eye of Horus. Temples and Tombs is the game right here. This is actually available for purchase right now from Gallant Knight Games, the good people at Gallant Knight, who, by the way, really great people. I've done a lot of games with Alan. He continues to succeed on book quality and everything else. So you can get it on drive-thru-RPG right now. The physical books aren't ready until our friends in the overseas market get their copy, and then we'll get hardcovers out to anybody who buys them. So look for it. That's my plug. I guess I could plug other things, but why don't we plug our cast instead? Do you want to take it, Blythe?
Oh my gosh, hello. I was muted. Hi! I'm doing great this fine afternoon in California. I'm Blythe. I'm super excited to be here. I am playing the director, and I'm excited because I've been practicing some new accents for her, so it's going to be a fun time.
Nice. You know, it's funny, the game master moderator role in this game is called the director.
And now I'm the director.
And so now I have to call myself something else. So I went with the librarian, which is appropriate for this game.
Love it.
I think you're next, Emily.
You have to choose a class now, because she's running the game. So you are in the game.
I'm only listening to Blythe.
I'm fine with that here.
Too much power.
Hi, I'm Emily Vanderwerf. Forgot my last name. And I'm playing Libby Scarsdale. She's a journalist with the Bergen County Record, and extremely hot was, I believe, her personality. She and the director may have some bad blood between them. We'll find out. Like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry.
Or chemistry. Or both.
Both?
Like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry.
My name is Eli. I'm playing Stuart Medcalf. He is a World War I veteran and got brought into this great group by the director, so he can't wait to meet with or play with all these charming people.
Hi, I'm Joe. I play Barry Havelock, one of the charming people. Barry is the owner-operator of the Havelock Transatlantic Courier Service, and currently the pilot, not yet captain because he doesn't own the plane, but he is the pilot of the Painted Lady.
This is a, I forget how many propellers. 4 propeller.
4.
Like cargo plane.
I've decided it is a Boeing C-314, which is an actual plane. Y'all can look it up. Come at me.
It reminds me of the one from the Temple of Doom. Maybe
I don't know
bigger.
if it's that. This one's more of a passenger, almost like a luxury plane, but during the war it kind of got pressed into service. Yeah.
Like the Grey Ghost.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we are in episode 1, which is, strictly speaking, the very beginning of our story. However, we cheated. We started our story in episode 0. I don't think you need to. You should go back watch episode 0. You don't need to. I'm going to summarize what happened. There were some shenanigans. So if you want to find out what the details around those shenanigans were, go ahead and watch episode 0. But we did end at the beginning of episode 1. So I do have to go in a little more detail there. Our friends, our adventurers, were under employ of Eleanor Roosevelt to do secret society things. Really what she's after is trying to get the powerful relics of the world out of the hands of the world powers. And so that's sort of what this crew is all about. Well, they were summoned back to her upstate New York home, and because of some emergency that's broken out. And while nobody knows what's happened, they did open up the door to the study and saw a large sarcophagus, an Egyptian sarcophagus. You probably guessed that because it is the Eye of Horus, and that is an Egyptian god. There is an Egyptian sarcophagus in the middle of the study. If you've ever seen a sarcophagus from, I don't know, did you see the Ramses exhibit when it came in? I mean, these things are huge. It would fill this room. They're probably about, 4 feet high. maybe 10, 12 feet long.
It depends on the sarcophagus, but yeah, they're big.
Well, they have to fit, there's usually like the Russian doll of sarcophagi that go into before you get to the actual mummy, which is all shriveled and raisined in the middle. But the sarcophagus is huge, so it just completely fills up this entire room. And that's where we left off. So we're going to start right then. I don't think I've described anything else in the room. So as you're entering, really all you're seeing is a sarcophagus. Like, if there's anything else in the room, you're not noticing it. There's just a big Egyptian sarcophagus. And it's ornate and really well kept, too.
I don't know. I think I might be noticing my girlfriend looking fine. Is she there?
No.
Dang it.
No. There's a man.
I dressed up for her.
There's kind of an older man with a patch and a missing arm in a uniform, but that's the only person in there.
I dressed up for this.
U.S. Army. If anybody's looking at the medals.
Of course I am.
And he has lots of those.
I'm not.
He's a colonel, if you can read the stars.
I'm silently judging Eleanor Roosevelt's interior decorating skills.
It's the centerpiece of the room. What's wrong with that?
Well, I see the carpet doesn't match the drapes.
So yeah, nobody else is in there. We have an office, a study. So you can imagine there are books and a sarcophagus and some military guy.
Stuart walks in and kind of looks at the director, and then walks up to the sarcophagus. It's a tough word to say. With his little thing of whiskey that he had from the party. And it's just kind of like, he's never really seen one before. So he's just kind of like taking it in. He goes, this is rather extravagant. One of you guys care to look to see what else is going on with this?
I'm going to walk up to the man, the army man.
You would probably know him.
Okay.
This is Colonel Warden. He's the CEO of Eleanor's private unit. And
Okay.
a trusted, he's the brawn of her outfit. The rest of you don't know who this is.
So I'm going to walk up and just be like, Colonel, I wasn't expecting to see you here today.
The First Lady has given me the obligation of running this mission, and therefore I am present. Miss Roosevelt, and there's a speaker on a desk, which you finally notice. It's on the other side of sarcophagus, completely eclipsed, but there is a desk. And there's a speaker, like Charlie's Angel style, on this desk. Thank you all for coming. I see that, I know that the Colonel is there. You are in good hands. I have some things to attend to. Thank you. Goodbye. And the speaker cuts out.
Scarlet sighs.
There was some dinner party going on in the background.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, she would be busy. Care to explain the sarcophagus in the room?
Indeed, I will. For those of you who I have not met, I am Colonel Frank Warden, United States Army, retired. I am now undocumented with a unit of 350 souls that work on private basis for the First Lady of the United States of America. And I have been brought into her service and have been working with her now for over 15 years. Even before the presidency, we go way back. We share a lot of the same values. So I hope you'll understand that we can be trusted. I understand as you have all done some different work for her, some in different capacities than others. And I expect that you can be trusted by me as well. So we are all friends here, as they say in the civvies. I brought you here under direction from the First Lady because of a transaction that has gone sour involving this here sarcophagus. Before I go on, I assume we don't need to go into any pleasantries, but I am available for questions if you have any.
I mean, I'd like to know about what went wrong here.
Indeed.
Yes, who was handling transport?
Indeed.
Well,
How tall are you?
I am 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
I was taller,
But the Great War took some inches out of my height.
Oh,
Or did you take a bullet to the knee?
I do not find that amusing. I took an arm. And a bit of my soul, if we're going to be honest about it. I was in Verdun, lady. I saw it.
Any other questions about my service or anything else?
How do you
Mostly.
take your tea, sir?
I do not drink tea. Now that that is settled. Our unit was in preparation for a transfer from a museum in London carrying this sarcophagus. This is the sarcophagus of Seti I, founder of the new kingdom of the Egyptians, and all of that history stuff. Seti I, the mummified remains of said, is in a museum in Cairo. The First Lady thought it prudent to bring the sarcophagus and the mummified remains of Set I together into one place, into his final resting place underneath the necropolis in rural Egypt. The museums are all privy to this. They set up a replica sarcophagus. We went to get the mummified remains. On 0600, in the Museum of Antiquities in Cairo, the mummified remains of Seti I went missing. That is why you are here.
The remains went missing. As in stolen. Or
At gunpoint.
You care to explain about how they were stolen and any leads that we might need?
We were set up as a unit outside the city limits of Cairo to avoid an international intrigue. Transfer was to be handled by the museum operatives. They reported that they were held up by gunpoint by 4 Caucasian men with British accents. The remains were put onto the flatbed truck and driven off. Our unit deployed to seek out the vehicle, but did not locate it.
And who was aware of this? Of this specific... You said all the museums were aware, so who would know that we were transporting that day?
There are operatives in the museum, not the entire museum staff.
Yes.
There
but-
was one individual at the museum named Gregory Kane. He is our contact on site.
And how many people knew about this? Because it sounds like too many.
If you are suggesting there are leaks within the unit serving under Eleanor Roosevelt, I suggest you take that up with her.
Oh, I will. I intend to. But we need to look at all leads first. So, internally, we got where we can start.
I suggest you start where the crime happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am in charge of bringing the sarcophagus safely to its final location. I will not be overseeing this mission directly. That means that the mission is in your hands.
I'm aware.
how was it that this giant sarcophagus came to be here in such pristine condition? How was it handled? How was it loaded, unloaded, cared for, polished, washed
The United
over?
States military, the Army in particular, is some of the best in the world. We know how to transport things.
I'll say you could do a bit better.
Very.
There's nothing our boys in the Army can't do better than a spit shine. You're the best at it in the world.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, ma'am.
It's very clean. I appreciate your work.
Could be cleaner.
Very.
It's 2,000 years old.
All the more reason to keep it in
Actually,
pristine
4,000
condition while in
4,000 years
transport.
4,000 years old.
That's not our job to worry about. Now, who did handle it, whose hands handled it, might be important in terms, you said that there was a meeting for this in London, correct?
That is right.
And then a Caucasian man with British accents held them at gunpoint?
That is right.
Seems a little too coincidental.
London Museum of Sir John Soane. We had an operative there as well. But that is not where the theft happened.
But they were aware.
Yes, but it sounds to me like maybe you want to go on an easy trip to London as opposed to the deep desert.
Oh no, I'm fine going to the desert. I'm just saying I would like some names of who knew in London.
Trenton Carter was our contact in London. He is an operative under the strictest secrecy. We have to remember that this is all done underneath the belt, as it were. None of this is on record, and we need to avoid international incidents whenever we can. Not even hubby knows.
Now, I'm a reporter for the Bergen County Record, and if you want something to be off the record, you should say so at the start of our conversation. This is all on the record. I'll be reporting about it to my readers. I consider it now off the record.
The First Lady warned me about you,
Yes.
and she understands that things may begin now, but we expect a certain amount of discretion until everything is resolved, and this will be going in the book, which I believe you know what that means.
Yes, the book I'm going to write at the end of my career. Yes, all right. I'll speak with her about it.
Breaking news, New Jersey.
Dateline, Saratoga Springs. There's a mummy on the loose.
Just picture it like a car coverage chase, but with a mummy. Anyways. This is very serious conversations about mummies.
Seti I is missing. There's
Sounds
a
like-
sarcophagus.
Yeah.
There is a replica sarcophagus in this London museum. In the Cairo Museum, I think you all would have heard of this. Is the big famous museum in Cairo. It has basically everything. Not at all unusual that that mummy would be there. Actually, the mummy was there all the way up until a couple of years ago. They moved it to some other place. But interesting facts. So, you have a one-eyed, one-armed military man looking around for any further questions.
I'd like to kind of just inspect the sarcophagus to see, first of all, is it the real one? Did they make it off with the real one, or did they make it off with a replica?
That sounds like a skill test.
I wanna
Our first roll!
investigate.
Yeah, episode 0, we did a cold open, which had no rolls.
Of course, this is going to be the thing I'm not that good at, but you know what? I'm going to try it anyways.
Well, you can take it a couple of different ways. I would say wit and savvy if you're looking for something that's...
I have that.
Yeah, that might be like out of place. But if you're looking to see if it's an authentic Seti I tomb...
Out of place is more what she's going for, but if there is anything noticeable, like, okay, why is
Like,
this...
does the gold rub off?
Like some
Yeah.
crafts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is this... It's like, I'm mostly looking to see if there's anything out of place, but yeah, it's like, does it look like gold, like a finish, as opposed to actual gold, like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yep. All right, so that is wit and savvy. So roll the total number of dice for your stat.
So I have 2 wit and 1 savvy.
All right, so that's 3. This is only 6-sided, and a success is a 6 on the die.
I would like to give her bardic inspiration.
Oh no! That's not very good.
No successes?
2, 4, and a 1.
No successes. All right, now, you can just accept that, or you could push your luck. And when you push your luck, you accumulate luck. And you start rolling luck dice in addition to every other roll. Which is great, because you get more dice, but if you roll a 1 on a luck die, something bad happens.
You know what? Let's push my luck. Let's try this.
All right.
Yes.
Try it out. Let's see what happens.
Hey.
So I get to roll another dice.
Yeah, so you get to roll, you get to re-roll everything, but also a luck die, a duck die.
A duck
We have
die.
duck dice, too.
That's a new
So
mechanic.
keep the luck dice separate, or use a
roll
different
loose.
color so that you'll know if it rolls 1 or not, that it botched.
Yeah, they're all... This is the luck dice.
Okay.
This is brought to you by Aflac now. With duck dice. Oh no!
Did you get a 1 on the luck die?
I did! Do I just face planet.
Yes.
I rolled a 1 on the duck die, so there's also one very angry goose here.
I was about to tell you to mark. There's a luck tracker. I was about to tell you to mark a luck tracker, but since you got a 1 on the luck die, you're not going to accumulate luck. It gets wiped out. But you do take it. You take your first catch. We don't have harm in this game. We have catches. Things go wrong in the fiction, right?
It's caught off guard.
So you can choose which one it is, and then I'll sort of narrate what that means in this situation. Now you can see some of these catches will add dice to your pool. Some of them will take it away, and that effect stays in play until you're able to rest and get rid of your catches.
All right. Well, this is probably unusual, but I'm a little emotional. I'm a little annoyed at Barry for setting fire to my tent. I am, was hoping Ellie would be here. Like, there's just so much happening, and I am kind of annoyed right now, and so I am just not thinking as clearly as I normally would be in this situation.
All right, so mark your emotional, and that means that whenever you roll, until you get that cleared, you'll get 2 more dice, which is good, right?
Maybe. We'll find out. Does the luck dice still in play?
No, the luck guy's gone. You cleared the
Okay.
tracker, so when you botch your luck, that means it's cleared, so you're fine.
Okay, cool.
So, all right, so you're aggressively inspecting this. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, she's trying to inspect it, and she's just kind of like, oh my god, I'm tired, and I just flew all this way, and Ellie's not here, and my tent was set fire, and like, she is just not focusing on this thing as well as she should be.
But you're being kind of aggressive with it.
Yeah.
You don't realize you are. But for the rest of you who are watching, she's like, like almost apish about like addressing this thing.
It's like, why won't this thing open?
Like shaking a vending machine.
and then there's a creaking noise, and it goes, and like folds apart and breaks on the floor.
God, it's a sarcophagus.
She just kind of puts her hands behind her back and looks at it and backs up.
I have a high fix, and I feel as though I am frequently fixing your situations, so I'm going to try to put this back together. Hope there's like just a quick IKEA.
There's a guy.
The colonel is watching this play out and does the military cigarette takeout, and just lights a cigarette and just observes, doing the hiding the flame kind of smoking style.
Stuart turns to.
Well, I got 3 successes.
Nice.
Oh, cool. That means then you get 2 hero dice. So take out 2 dice that you're going to use on your next roll,
Ooh, fancy schmancy.
and that'll be for next time.
Ooh.
Okay, and you are trying to fix it.
Yeah, I just
So you are able to quickly fix it, and the reason is because this is not a real sarcophagus. This is sort of like the IKEA version, because there's like bolts inside, and you can just like snap the bolt in, and it's just like
We
good as
figured
new.
out that it
Swedish
wasn't
engineering.
I see. Another mess of yours I fixed.
Well, what you just taught me is that one. Can I see that it wasn't real as she fixes it? Okay. I'm like, well, we learned it wasn't real, and that was important. That's not the real sarcophagus.
Newsflash: Director breaks sarcophagus.
And
Dateline: Saratoga Springs.
realizes that we don't have the real thing like we're supposed to.
Yes, that was your plan all along. I'm
It
sure.
was.
Okay. Yes.
That was
all right.
definitely what I was trying
Sure,
to do.
Yes. Great. Wonderful.
So what's up?
Seems
with the
like there's
fig-
been 2 thefts. Then.
Yeah, I'm starting to not trust this Trent and Carter fella.
Colonel, would it be possible for me to inspect the ships that brought this particular cargo in?
The ships?
The planes, whatever conveyance brought the sarcophagus, this obvious fake.
It's a commissioned military vehicle. That ship is on duty.
Yes, and we should be able to have a roster and a cargo manifest for it.
She's probably steaming herself halfway across the Pacific at this point.
And you have no
Atlantic.
record of who was on that ship.
Yeah, we have record.
That's what I thought. That was a very good thought there, Barry.
Thank you, Miss Director. Scarlet.
Well, I can see this apple cart toppled over enough. If there's nothing else you need me to do, I will be in my office collecting my notes.
I do have one more question for you. You're in remarkable shape. What's your regimen? I'd like to write about it for my readers in the Bergen County Record, Bergen County, New Jersey. They are interested in fitness and health and such.
Push-ups are much harder with one arm.
My God.
Do 100 of them a day, you're set, even at 52.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Does the about face.
Yep. And she very much wants the records of who was on that ship when this was delivered.
Yeah, there's a clerk from this unit that brings in a file box full of basically everything that they have. So you can sift through as many files as you need. You also have access to the unit's supply inventory. So everything from weapons to, ammunition and food and everything that they can think of is in there. You can also get vehicles if you need them. You might have to wait for them, but there's a transport plane. You don't really need that. They have armored vehicles. You could even get a tank if you really wanted to. These are the World War I tanks, so I wouldn't advise it, but you could if you really
Now,
need a
Joe
tank.
the player would love for Barry to just go buck wild on a tank, but I don't know that there's a justifiable reason in this scene for Barry to ask for that. So I'm going to honor my improv theater training and say, Mr. Rector, is there any chance we could acquire one of those military vehicles?
Well, I was actually going to get to this. If y'all would like to work on acquiring weaponry that we might need and transportation that we might need, if you think we need a tank, I could be convinced to have a tank.
Is there a limit to how many tanks we can procure?
Yes.
Do we have someone that would
1938. There are only so many tanks.
operate the tank?
I
I assume our driver or yourself, as you have experience with such things.
can operate the tank, just not the gun. We just need someone to operate the gun.
Whatever the number of tanks we can get, it's +1. Bergen County Record has a tank on retainer. I just want to remind everyone, I get one additional gear once per session, which I am interpreting to mean the Bergen County Record has a tank if we need one.
I could veto that, but why?
Sitting in a garage in Trenton, New Jersey or something.
I don't think we can get too many tanks, but
+1.
because New Jersey has tons of tanks. Why do you have a tank?
Because of New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It is pretty terrible.
You remember when they did the thing on the radio with the aliens that came in and Mr. Wells reported on it? That's why we have a tank in New Jersey.
We took that very seriously.
Yes.
Too seriously.
I have so many concerns. All right. So yes, we can get a tank. You're good at research. Let's start digging through these files.
Gladly.
Well, since you are good at research, it's not necessarily something you need to roll for unless there is something out of the ordinary that you're trying to get from it.
No, I think I just want to do my general, sweep through the files to see what's in there. Yeah. I'm not looking for anything out of the ordinary at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have a list of everybody that's in this unit. They are all classified either missing, casualties, or retired. So nobody is officially with the military in an official capacity. They also have ridiculous salaries. There's a congressional budget appropriated for this that's called, something weird, like Line 36. Let's just call it that. It's the Line 36 project. There are substantial resources that they have, and they have substantial locations all over the world
in which they can operate. They don't fully operate in all of them, but they can. Places like Tripoli, and definitely have something in Cairo, and there's London, and all of the places that you can think in North Africa and the Mediterranean.
All places we have bureaus. Interesting.
So that's kind of information you find in there. You know, if you're not looking for it, you don't really see anything amiss, except you're seeing the structure of Eleanor Roosevelt's secret society.
Well, it seems like she has a lot more people on the payroll. Wonder if there are other folks she has in her life. She sure wasn't here, was she? Interesting.
I don't like what you're implying there.
Well, I'm implying nothing. Just implying that she seems like an interesting person. Has a lot going on in her life.
She has her own private military.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's very busy woman.
You know what my wife does? She's a children's book illustrator. A children's book illustrator. She doesn't have a secret military working with her.
Well, you're also not a spy.
True. But I'm better than a spy. Journalist. Bergen County Record. Anyway. I want to dig a little bit more into this because I like rolling things. So I want to see if I can figure out what if there are direct connections to other governments, British, German, French, other countries, Canadian.
No, that's all of them.
Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, which I think is probably savvy.
Yeah.
Plus, I get 4 for that, and I have 2 hero dice because I'm a hero.
Yes.
Well, you have to use the hero die
I do.
on your next roll.
I do. All right.
We stand a hero.
And I got 2 successes because I'm so good at my job.
Did you get a 6 on your hero die?
I did.
You did. Okay, that means there's sort of an extra effect.
Ooh.
So, you can choose to inspire, which means all adventurers present lose 1 catch. We don't have any really catches in place, so that's not worth
Oh,
it.
we do.
One catch.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow.
From my notes, there's 2 catches. I'm extremely hot on both Libby and the director.
So we do have catches. You could do strong presence, which means all adventurers present get a hero die on their next move. You can rise up, which you clear all of your catches. Persevere, which means you clear your luck. This doesn't matter for you. Breakthrough, which means you automatically succeed a roll next time.
Ooh.
Or an NPC will be afraid and may flee, which doesn't really apply here.
I'm going to take breakthrough. I think I like Scarlet being a little emotional right now.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Do I get any hero dice? Because I
Yeah,
rolled
you
2
spent them.
successes.
Oh, you rolled 2 successes. Yeah, you do. You
One
get
was
2.
on a hero dice.
Yeah, so you get 2.
I
Yeah,
get
to
2.
roll save.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Just that good at my job.
So, just doing what you do.
Yeah.
You're looking for systemic relationships with other country through this organization.
Yeah, if there's a hints as to how all of this might tie together, basically.
There is definitely a military connection with all of the people who would be considered allies later. So Russia, Canada, Mexico, France, UK, and they are kind of putting money into this collective pot for this effort, and they have kind of their own version of Line 36, which is this to fund this operation, and the mission being to let's keep peace in the world by keeping powerful artifacts out of the hands of governments. So it is a very widespread operation, and clearly there are people missing, like Germany.
Interesting. Yes. This is worldwide. This isn't just our dear Eleanor. This is all over. Does it always run through the equivalent of the First Lady?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome.
You see, here's Mrs. Stalin. Here's Mrs. Churchill. Actually, I think it's Chamberlain. Here's Mrs. Chamberlain. Interesting.
And Elizabeth.
Wait, what happens? What happens if a woman is president or prime minister, because that wasn't completely unheard of.
Well, they don't have that as a contingency, I guess. But I don't know. Then it becomes public, probably.
That's when Mr. Fella gets to do it. Mr. Fella says hello. Or perhaps if it was me, it would be my wife. She's a children's book illustrator, but I bet she could run a paramilitary organization. Anyway, let's continue.
Awesome.
So this is a big deal that you are all involved in.
How much of this, just out of curiosity, like how much of this do I already know?
I think because you're director, you probably know
Most of it.
yeah.
Okay. So
There's
like,
pillow talk, so you probably know
Yeah.
more than what's in the documents. Yeah.
oh yeah, I definitely know who she's like mad at that day, or like,
Yeah.
like, oh God, Lady Chamberlain. I mean, what's her deal? Okay, so it's like this is stuff I mostly know, but I am kind of like, I kind of want to look through too and see if there's anything I notice in discrepancies.
I think there might be a question that would come up with you, which is why this mummy? Because
Yeah.
she's specifically after artifacts of power.
Yes.
So that might be a question you would be interested in.
I am definitely trying to. Are there records on the mummy and any history on the mummy itself in terms of like that might like does it lead to an artifact? Because that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like Scarlet is like, does this lead to an artifact, or is it the mummy itself?
Good question.
Where at?
I mean, director's like, we're gonna go to Cairo, but I have a lot of suspicions about London right now.
So we're gonna go get our supplies, I guess.
Yeah. So you two have been determined the gatherers of supplies. You'll need to decide what you're going to want. Now, I will tell you a little bit about game mechanics here. There is an income roll, which because you're part of this society, though, you don't really. If you can think of it, you can get it probably. But when you're out in the field and you're like, did I bring my tank? Or like, I suddenly need a tank. Do I have a tank? And you can actually roll to see if it's something you would have remembered if you remembered your tank or not. So it's not like if you forget it, you're never going to get it.
Cool.
But you can kind of project on what you think you're going to need. And given the society, you can just have it within reason.
Okay.
I'm the one that put the tank on the table. My bad.
You can't say tank and then take it off the table. Like
Excuse me, I put another tank on the table. 2 tanks in play.
minimum, or we walk.
You can't tank it off the table.
There you go. Oh. I think Barry will focus on the logistics because he's, despite what happened in episode 0, I think Barry is very good at his job. So he's looking over all of the potential routes, the weather, the conditions, and he's really putting effort into, okay, what do we actually need to get there safely and quickly and back? So that's going to be his focus. He's going to look over everything that is available, and he's
Going
very
to
selective.
chart the route.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Stuart is. I keep wanting to call him Samuel, but Stuart is. He's going to go talk with whoever the quartermaster is to get the guns and stuff. But he'll also question that person to see like if there's any sailors from the ship that stayed, to try to get a sense of. He's probably been around some of these items before, so he knows that sometimes they do stuff, and like they may have like an aura or just like a general feeling. So that's what him going around to those sailors, be like, "Hey, did you notice anything weird about the shifts? Was there anything weird about the ship that you noticed? Did it change at all?"
Okay. So the quartermaster is Richard Thomas. He's listed as retired, so he's in his 60s. And he has, let's see, so he's in the Rochester office. So you could probably phone him rather than go and get him.
Okay.
And you're talking about the sarcophagus delivery.
Right.
Yeah. That he said it was wholly unremarkable, except for the fact that it seemed lighter than it should have been.
So that's he doesn't have much to offer. However, we can turn this into a roll and see if there's something else there, because it might be that he's hiding something.
Okay. What would be my?
Well, it depends if you're going to try to get information out of him politely or not.
I think because it's one of our people, he'll be nice for right now, because he doesn't want to like poop in the bed that he sleeps in.
Yeah.
So what would be the stat for that?
So that's style and sway.
Where's style? Sway. Still, I got 3 in style and 0 in sway.
Okay.
That would be nothing.
Nothing. All right. So you get the impression that he's stonewalling you, and playing nice isn't really working.
Okay.
So, if you like, you could push your luck and try again, or you could take a different tack. But he's sort of doing his kind of like, yeah, well, they don't know what they're doing down there at the yard, and I just was not really paying attention, and it seemed too light, but what do I know?
He'll try scare.
Okay.
And be like, this is the fate of the world that's in jeopardy here, that it seems like we may need some additional information to help us ensure that people are safe. And I think that you may be impeding our ability to do that.
Whoa, back off, man.
So am I rolling 4 dice?
So you're rolling, if your scare is in there. Yeah.
1 die. I got 1 6 and 2 1s. Does that matter?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, sweet.
All you need is 1. He's like, okay, just back off. Trying to have a quiet life in Rochester, New York, with the nuts. I'm sorry, Rochester. All right, look. They had a couple of guys with them that were dressed in civvies, but they definitely weren't. And they all had this eye medallion on their lapel, like a pen. It looked like an eye, like one of those glyphs you see in the ancient stuff. I thought that was weird, but I didn't want to say anything because maybe it's something that Eleanor had wrapped up. I don't know.
And they kept to themselves?
Yeah, but they were watching the whole thing.
And they were on the entire transport? Or
No, they just saw the loading.
okay.
I thought they were with the museum. I should have put it in the book, but I didn't. Look, I got the arthritis. I can't put everything in the damn book, okay?
Well, there's important things that you should make sure that they're in there.
But I didn't know it was important.
Important to somebody. He'll, all angry. And then call back and be like, oh yeah, I need some guns.
Yeah.
All right, so you got some information there. The routes, I guess, it's going to be pretty standard. There's going to be, I'm trying to remember the name of that port city in Algeria. There's a port city in Algeria, which you can land and refuel, and then you can go straight to Cairo from there.
Okay.
But that means, that's the southern route, so it's either that or London. You can't do both.
Leave it to Barry.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk to whoever I can talk to about vehicles, but while I'm talking about vehicles, what I'm really trying to get is the ship that was carrying the fake sarcophagus. Do we know what ports that ship would have been deployed from? I'm trying to work it back, like, okay, like if they came from here, where might they have picked up agents or people?
Yeah, that's actually the city I was thinking of is Oran, which is in Algeria, and that's sort of like if you can picture the Strait of Gibraltar, it's sort of like over here, and then next stop Libya is Tripoli, and the next stop would be Cairo.
Okay.
So this ship would have come from Oran. Oran. I'm not sure exactly how to say that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Barry just takes note of all of that and just looks over all the vehicles and decides he doesn't trust any of the other vehicles as much as he does the Painted Lady. So he's going to modify the Painted Lady. All the passenger cabins are going to be cleared out to make secure cargo space.
Okay. Okay.
Something like that. Reinforced.
Enough to hold a tank.
Yes. Enough for a tank or a sarcophagus.
I'm trying to think of how to quickly do this in the 30s. I guess a telegram. I want to know if there isn't a sarcophagus in London still. If is there one in the museum still or not?
Are you gonna go to Carter with that question?
I mean, I
'Cause
guess
you can do the telegraph.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go to Carter with that question, and then I don't trust him. But yeah, I guess I will telegraph to him. And I'm gonna ask it in like a. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, we have a fake one." I'm just gonna be like,
What the fuck?
like.
Question mark, question mark, question
Just
mark.
one of those, like, I'm going to ask, like, is the fake sarcophagus, like, is the replica secure in the museum? Like, basically asking, so he thinks we have the real one, and the replica's in the museum. So I want to I want to make sure.
What's your outcome? Like, what do you want out of this?
What I want to know is there a sarcophagus in London or not?
Yeah. Okay.
Because
And you're gonna try to trick him into telling you that.
Yes.
All right. This roll trick.
The spycraft.
This is extremely hard to do on a telegraph.
I have. Yes, it is, but I have.
Use emojis.
That's what, 5 dice?
Plus the 2.
Oh,
Plus
wow.
the 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see how she manages to screw this one.
I feel like a rogue. I'm about to do all the sneak attack damage. 1! 1-6!
Yeah. That's all you need.
Dear Director does it again.
So you get a telegraph back. That language that Carter stop. Message received, stop, right? And it says, the replica is secure in the exhibit, stop.
Okay.
So the information you get is that they have the sarcophagus still.
Okay.
But it does say replica.
Yep.
And you're suspicious about that.
Yeah.
Because...
Are there multiple replicas?
Right. Yeah, and so the outcome of this is that you actually think that there's multiple replicas, and that sarcophagus might be missing too.
Alrighty. Are there multiple fake sarcophagi?
All these shenanigans going on. Can't trust museums.
That's why nothing belongs there. Yeah, so I'm gonna let, once we kind of reconvene after we've all, I don't know when that happens, are we all...
Do we see you with like a big utility pack just full of weapons, or what is the...
I would think that he would have like a roll with a bunch of like a rollout, kind of like in The Mummy, where he had just like a bunch of guns. But I think like the amount of the heavier stuff would be going straight to the Painted Lady, so that they can just, once we decide to leave, we can just go. But he brings it out, rolls it out, and just starts working on the guns as everybody starts to like bring all their information to the table.
So it's are you in the reading room of the house? I can picture the guns rolling out and like knocking down a candlestick.
Yeah.
And the butler standing and looking at you.
Sorry. It starts cleaning. Just
very good, sir.
Director just looks at the butler like, what? He's allowed to do that. So yeah, now if we're all back together, I'm going to bring up the 2 replicas problem. So I just contacted London, and they also have a replica. meaning that these are both fake, and the real one is gone.
What just happened to your accent? What are you playing at here, Scarzy?
That's how I sound.
All right, sure. Okay. Write a note down.
This is how I talk, I don't know. I've always sounded this way.
This is called gaslighting, folks.
I'm starting to see why we broke up. But, all right. Doesn't happen with my wife. She's a children's book illustrator. She doesn't change her accent on the fly.
Well, I just spoke with London.
Ah, I see. Copycat. Sociopath. All right.
Hot takes.
I don't want to interrupt any of that. I'm just...
The point here is, we have two fakes, no real sarcophagus, and British men who held our men at gunpoint. Yeah, so we need to be on our way to Cairo. Do you have the requisitions?
I believe our transport is in order, but I believe there's some concern. At some point, I believe we've been infiltrated.
Oh yes, I am 100% thinking the same thing, and I think that we should be very careful to tell who we tell. So keep it to ourselves, off the record.
Might I suggest then, given what happened in Nepal, that we assume we will be ambushed?
I think that is wise, yes.
You noticed this thing with the accent too, right? That's the thing that you've noticed?
She's a spy. I'm assuming that's what they do.
All right. Well, I've never heard this before. I knew her quite well one time.
You think you did? I was speaking with Quartermaster Thomas, and he did say that there were two men overseeing the loading of the sarcophagus onto the ship, and they had a weird eye medallion on their lapel.
Interesting. That doesn't sound like us.
Does not. So it may be another lead we can look into to see if they're friendly or not.
We definitely should look into it. Something has gone wrong here, and I don't know where, and I don't know if we can even trust our friend Warden.
Agreed.
What, eye patch guy? It's fine.
I
Don't trust anyone, Dr. Jones.
I don't trust any man that does not drink tea.
I don't trust any man. Let's just be clear about that.
Both of these are fair assessments.
I'm going to start doing a different accent too. How does that sound to everyone? Hello, I am from Germany. My name is Libby Scarsdale. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but it sounds German, does it not? Okay.
Miss Scarsdale, are you a spy? Are you all spies?
No, I'm a journalist.
Am I the only one that's not a spy?
Yes, that's true, that's true. We're all spies. And I am Libby Scarsdale of the Berlin newspaper service.
Well, thank you for your honesty. And now it makes more sense now. I shall endeavor to be of service to all military intelligences. Thank you for all that you do.
If we'd
Welcome.
gotten married, I would have been Scarlett Scarsdale. Now I see why we didn't get married. That's terrible. It's a terrible name.
It's a wonderful name. It's a wonderful name.
He's still cleaning the guns.
I just want to say, as myself, Scarlett Scarsdale is objectively a brilliant name.
No,
it's
it is.
wonderful.
It was
So
100%.
now I have to get us together. That's how this is happening.
Scar.
Scarlet Scars. It sounds like a
No,
like a
it's
Marvel
great.
hero.
It's a great name, but Scarlet is being mean. All right, if we have everything we need, I think that we should get on our way. Is there anything you found in the records?
This is far bigger than any one of us. It goes way beyond your little plaything. It extends all over the world. It is involved in every... And she just goes on, and you already know all of it.
Yeah. I was like, none of this is new to me.
No, you knew that. You knew
Yeah.
that.
I was like, so you didn't look for anything?
I looked for...
I could have told you all this.
Yes, but we don't speak often now, do we?
I was hoping you might have found a suspicious character or someone who could have leaked a thing.
I thought perhaps... Now I'm doing a British accent. I thought perhaps Eleanor herself might be behind this. I don't know.
Stuart, it's amazing how they change personalities on the... Wait, you're a spy too, aren't you?
I'm definitely not a spy.
That's what a spy would say.
Sure, Barry.
Wink.
He's not a spy.
Barry, you're a spy.
Dear
right?
diary, I find myself in the company of spies! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Now, Barry, you're a spy, correct?
No.
Would you know if you were a spy? That's the question.
Oh my word.
Think about that for a while.
Think about that as we get onto the plane.
Yes.
So the transport Barry has decided to use is the Painted Lady.
You'll see I've made modifications. There are no more passenger seats except for first class. However, we now have extended room for all cargo, including armature and sarcophagi.
Well, I'm not surprised. Let's get going, shall we? On our way?
Destination?
Cheerio.
Cut to map.
Are you going to Cairo?
Yeah.
All right. So you see the New York Eastern Seaboard, and the dots go all the way across the Atlantic and land in Tripoli. Mm-hmm. And there's like superimposed mosques and people walking down the street, and then the dots then go to Cairo, where you see the Great Pyramid of Giza superimposed over the map, and the scene lifts as you are deplaning at the Cairo airport. You are on a military runway, which has been reserved for you, so it's inconspicuous. But the officials knows that you're there, and you do get a welcoming party. There is a civilian in a civilian car, and there are two unmarked sedans that are clearly Egyptian military something, and they're coming up behind. And so these cars come up and meet you. The fancy, let's call it a Rolls Royce. I mean, it's a really nice car. Mm-hmm. Opens up, and there is a man with a white fedora, white suit jacket, white pants, looking very dapper. And he comes jovially up forward to greet you. Welcome to Egypt! He's got an American accent.
Hello, good sir. I assume you're our contact for the evening.
My friends call me Ham. My name is Hamlet. No relation.
I can tell.
Work in the bureau with Ellie.
The Bergen County Record Bureau.
I've never heard of that.
Well, we have one in Cairo. We'll have to stop by. By the way, she's not British. It's all a put on.
I work with America, and that's what matters here. Hamlet, great. What do you know about this case, and what have you been let in on?
I'm just a driver.
Great, perfect.
Gonna bring you over to Greg.
Perfect.
Pile in. Watch the interior. This car doesn't really
I look at
fit all
Barry
of you very well.
when that is said. Watch the interior, and I look at Barry like, don't set anything on fire.
Gulp. Barry doesn't like not driving, so he's just very pouty right now.
Well, not all of you can fit in this Rolls Royce. So who gets stuck with the very stone-faced Egyptian military people?
I mean, I think Scarlett would actually prefer them, but she is driving with Hamlet because she can tell. She's like, I have to. Okay, I'll make nice. but she would prefer to be with the military.
Like, he's the type to put the top down,
Yeah.
and he's showing off all of the features of his brand new 1938
just-
Rolls Royce.
Wrapping my hair up in a scarf and putting sunglasses on so I don't become a disaster from the roof being down.
Stuart just I would think, just kind of knows that he needs to go to the truck with all the soldiers. Like, he's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like, those are my people anyways. Like, they're just going to talk about, like, case stuff when I don't really need to hear that. Like, I'd rather just sit back with the boys and shoot the shit.
All right, so you're going in with the military guys.
Yeah.
I'm going wherever Scarlet goes. I gotta keep needling her. Like, that's my reason. My ambition is to afflict the comfortable, and it seems very comfortable to me.
Raison d'être.
Yeah.
Barry's going to attempt to persuade one of the military guys to let Barry drive.
All right, let's roll for it.
I do
Well,
not.
first of all, we have to assume. I assume you're speaking English,
Yes.
so we have to assume they speak English. So
Right.
let me see if they do. Or the guy you're speaking with. Okay, yes, the guy you're speaking with does speak English.
Okay. And it's a lot of gesturing. It's like pointing at me and then the steering wheel and back and forth. And like puppy dog eyes.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna roll it, but it's gonna be a -2 because I'm sorry, this is a disadvantage.
No, that's awesome. This is just something Barry has to ask. So this would be
This is sway.
sway. Okay, so
Sway plus style.
I only have style. I have no sway. So that's just 3 dice. No hits.
All right. You don't get a reaction. The stone face just stonily stares at you with stone eyes until you get in the back seat.
I think, is he coming in the truck or are you going with the...
I'm going with the soldier guys.
Yeah, so then he'll just, once he sees him, like, failing, like, with this soldier, he goes and puts his arm and takes off whatever duffel bag he has and puts it in Barry's chest and goes, come on, let's go to the back.
Yes, Mr. Metcalf. Right away.
So the vehicle goes storming off behind the Rolls Royce, which is a very nice, comfortable ride, except for all of the dry wind and sand that's getting in your hair and on your clothes.
Oh, I still look fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's... She literally just did all the wrapping you have to do to protect everything, and it's like,
Well,
yep.
hold on my hand.
Even though the Great Pyramids of Giza are nowhere near where you are, the shot that you see going down the road, you can see the pyramids in the background, and there's sort of like a sunrise, and it's a beautiful shot. And you're eventually brought into Cairo, which is a bustling city, obviously, and you'll go up into the museum. The museum in Cairo is this big red building. Not as big as you would expect. Like, it's like a city block big, but it's old. Even at this time, it's old. It's like 100 years old, and it's got huge auxiliary structures built along it. But it's just sort of this old, dumpy red building, and there aren't really tourists. There's just locals kind of walking in and around, and it looks like nobody ever goes to this museum. Kind of unimpressive when you think about the Museum of Antiquities in Egypt. It should be this glorious. It's not like a closet. So Ham lets you off and goes, "All right, I'll take you in, but I gotta go run some other errands. Anything I can do for you while I'm out?"
I think we'll be all right. Thank you very much for your services.
Could you get me a sandwich?
I will.
Thank you.
Sandwiches here are a little different than what you're expecting, but I will.
Thank you.
I walk up to Hamlet. As a member of the courier profession myself, I took the liberty of filling out a comment card for you. I would rate your service as acceptable. And 4.5 stars. Your demeanor is very good, although the handling, I must say...
Barry,
Yes, ma'am.
Hamlet, you did a great job. Thank you so much for your services. Barry is complimenting you. Not everyone needs a comment card.
Yes, especially spies. Wink.
They said you were a good outfit. I'm just going to have to trust them. And he kind of gets back into his Rolls Royce and zooms off.
Barry, if there's something you think that you could do better than someone, keep it to yourself.
He didn't land at the pyramids.
You don't see me telling everyone that I could do their jobs better than them, even though it's self-evidently true with everyone we need.
Just do better than them. That's the...
Understood.
But yes, I do appreciate you more than... He talks way too much.
Would you mind noting that effect on the today? Never mind. I do not always need feedback. Thank you, ma'am.
Was that... I think I gave you a compliment. Okay, let's go inside.
You walk in, there's a big, atrium, and it's dusty. It hasn't really been cleaned in who knows how long. There's a big feature sarcophagus from some pharaoh in the middle that needs cleaning. They have priceless artifacts just sort of like hanging out on shelves, and there is one person in there. Mm-hmm. He's in a wheelchair, and he's kind of reading a book and flipping through, and it looks like he's been there for hours. So not exactly the tourist trap you might expect from a museum. He's the only one in there. Does not look up when you arrive, and eventually you put two and two together, and this must be
Greg.
Yeah, Gregory.
All right.
King.
Mr. Kane.
One moment.
She's going to start looking at the artifacts. And just kind of looking around while he does this. And look at the real sarcophagus to see what a real one looks like.
No, Scarlet, darling, don't touch.
Hopefully she
Keep
doesn't
a healthy
break this
distance.
Huh?
one. Hopefully she doesn't break this one.
Yeah.
As he kind of mumbles under his breath.
Shh. What was that? You should say that very loudly so our friend can hear.
Quiet. One moment, please.
Are there, like, plaques to read?
Yeah, they're mostly in Arabic, but I don't know if you can I don't know what language you chose.
I think I only got English. I don't know if I can get more.
Yeah, they're mostly in Arabic, but yeah, there are probably some with English, the newer ones. But yeah, they're they're just like random things. Like this is the jar from Tutankhamun's tomb that was uncovered by John Carter or whatever. And so they're not like very useful, and it's also not organized very well. He's taking a long time to finish, but
Yeah.
he's going to really read
I'm
the
going to
rest
read
of
over
this.
his shoulder.
You see hieroglyphics. He's reading like an old transliteration, it looks like.
Chris, if I roll a 6, can I read hieroglyphics too?
Yeah, it's like...
You can roll your lore and we can find out.
Okay, let's do it. Let's roll a lore. I'm really good at my job, which includes knowing how to read hieroglyphics.
Or you know the publisher that did the translation.
Yeah. You're a friend of Walter Budge. I
Oh,
think
you know what? I didn't get it that time. So, yeah, I'm not going to push my luck. I'm just going to, like, crane my neck over.
If you want, you can use your ambition and have an automatic success.
Oh, right. Oh, you know what, though? I had the breakthrough. This is my next roll, so it succeeds automatically.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Take my hero.
Yeah, you knew. I can't remember. I think his name was Budge. You personally knew the guy who cracked a lot of the Egyptian language.
And I mean, my wife's a children's book illustrator. She has to work in the pictorial.
It's the same
form.
circles.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can totally read. He is reading a hymn to Heru, to Horus, and from one of the pyramid texts.
Okay. Interesting. I feel like the Oracle also gave me this ability, so I haven't brought her in.
You think she's into Egyptian hieroglyphics?
I think she knows all.
Did you know he was trouble when you walked in?
Shame on you. Shame on me, rather. Yes,
That
I
was
did.
probably the one about me.
No, I've had another vision about you.
Stuart kind of walks around the room a little bit and he goes, "Does that book stop the passage of time because we're trying to get something done here?"
I want to look at his outfit and his lapel.
Oh, I have to make a decision. I'll let the dice decide. You do not see a weird lapel pin.
No eye pin.
I'm going to start reading this out loud, very loudly.
Rise, rise again! Rise, for you are Heru, the ancient hawk of blah blah blah.
See? This is journalism we're doing right now. Were you having trouble with that?
I was tasting it. And you threw vinegar all over it.
Vinegar's a lovely taste. You ever had it on French fries, or American-style fries, or Belgian potatoes?
I think they're called chips.
If you want to see mummies, you can go straight ahead, and to the right there is a whole exhibit of them, sans one.
Yes, we heard about that.
We wish to speak to a very particular mummy named Gregory Kane.
Or
You're Eleanor's.
just a little bit, yeah.
Well, what do you want to know that I didn't already tell her goon squad?
Well, that would have helped if they gave us any real information, but what were these men like who held you at gunpoint and stole it?
They were Brits, not the colonials you see around here. They were not from here. They were from the island. I can tell by their outfits.
What were they wearing exactly that gave it away?
Vests. Nobody in Cairo wears vests with their suits.
And did they have a strange lapel pin?
Lapel pin. No. No, they were...
Not an eye.
They
or
had
anything?
Homburgs and vests, and they had little children's guns, but they do bleed all the same, so I let them have Seti.
I mean, I'm assuming you were alone here when this happened.
I'm sorry?
Were you alone when they held you at gunpoint?
Of course I was alone.
I was trying to see if there was anyone else around.
No. Do you think I would have let them take away Seti the First?
No,
If I had some help?
I'm not. No.
And where were you? Didn't want an international incident. This was your transfer. This was your idea. Was it not? Well, where were your goons at that time? Protecting Seti the First, only one of the greatest pharaohs that ever lived.
We're here now. That's a very good question. That's something I'm looking to get to the bottom of. Because I don't want Seti the First missing any more than you do.
Puts his book away. Well, what do you want to know? I've told you everything I do.
Well,
That happened that morning.
I know you did not have help, per se, but was there anyone else who knew about this?
No. No, I keep a very tight ship. And then there's a big clutter in the back. And somebody goes, sorry.
Barry, is that you?
No, I'm here. I'm present. I am.
So,
Stuart's gonna go walking towards the voice.
There's like a teenager in there who is trying to dust, it looks like, and he has broken and shattered a 4,000-year-old vase. You guess. They don't know how old it is.
Oh, he
but
wouldn't
that's
know.
what
He'd be like,
Yeah.
"What is your name, boy?"
Anton.
Why don't you come and join us at the adult conversation?
Have you ever had whiskey, Anton?
His English is kind of broken, but he does follow you in. Okay, yes, Anton was there. Also Ham. Ham is my assistant.
oh, Ham is your assistant,
Yes.
and so he was there.
Yes.
So you're having like just a regular party, and they came in and held you up with guns.
It was an important transfer. Seti the First. We had to make sure everything went well.
How long has Ham been working with you?
A matter of months. He's highly well regarded from the university. He came from Edinburgh. Before that, New York. And he's been a great help since he's arrived.
What exactly is Ham's background? How does he help you?
He's an Egyptologist. Who else
Not
would I
a
have?
driver.
Well, he does drive me places. I'm incapacitated.
So
I
one
should
might say his driving could use improvement.
Of course, but that is not his position with me.
Exactly.
So,
Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Why are you not looking for the remains of one of the greatest pharaohs that ever lived?
I need to know the information, and I am concerned, since, this was such a tight-lipped job. How did people know that the transfer was happening on that day, at that time, enough to come steal it from you?
Perhaps you should ask yourself that question.
No, excuse me. That's no way to speak to our director. Only I get to speak to her that way.
It's kind of true.
So, Anton, have you noticed anything out of the ordinary? He's going to kind of lean in on him, so hopefully try to get some of the scare.
All right, so
Kind of like looming.
he's being somewhat intransigent. So let's do a roll on this
All
one to see if you can break through Anton, which is sway. Unless you're intimidating him.
Yeah, I'll do scare.
You're going to use scare?
Yeah, I'll do scare.
That's okay. I'll come in as good copy if we need.
That's 1.
Nice.
All right.
Scaring children internationally.
And Anton's like, looks around, like, they're after the eye! And then he gets a strong from Gregory. They don't need to know about that, son.
That sounds exactly like something we need to know about.
Mr. Kane, sir. Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record.
We did...
My readers would like to know, what is this eye that the young man just shouted about? Thank you, young man.
Barry, can you
It's
give him
mythology. It's nothing. I don't want this getting out because it can make things worse than they already are. It's bad enough that it's Seti I. Do you even know the significance of this man?
We're aware of his history, but the thing that we need to know now is about this eye.
Can I roll lore?
The myth goes that Horus had an eye gouged out by Set,
Sure.
but the eye regrew. That was the power of the Eye of Horus.
As it does.
Egypt was buckled on its knees. The Hittites were going to deliver its final blow. But the pharaoh Set saved the kingdom. Set, the first pharaoh to take the name of Set,
Set.
the evil god of war.
Set. My God.
It is said that Set gave him Horus's eye and made him invulnerable.
But he's dead, yes?
He died unexpectedly. 33 years old, the sacred number, he ascended. Because when you ascend as pharaoh, you become Horus.
Sure. Of course.
There are
Well,
people, they call themselves seekers, that wish for Set to return. And they believe in this mythology. If the seekers were to learn that Seti I's mummy was being transferred, they would be the first to go and try to capture him.
Okay, so can I put 2 and 2 together on these eye pins?
If you wish.
Is that...
It seems kind of obvious to
Yeah.
me, but, I don't know.
It's obvious, but I'm like, is it obvious?
Yes, I think it would be.
I think they're already aware. We got word that some mysterious folks appeared during the transfer of one of our sarcophagi.
We should never have agreed to this. And all of a sudden, he is shot in the throat. With
My
a-
God.
and he's gurgling, keeling over.
Barry, will you clean that up?
Barry is actually with Anton, and hearing the gunshot, he's going to firstly secure Anton.
Okay.
And then he's going to run back to investigate.
Because I'm going to follow, where I think the bullet... I want to follow where the bullet came from.
Let's roll initiative.
Yes.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're rolling your stunt.
Oh, well.
Ew.
Ooh.
Wait, do I still have my +2?
Yeah, you haven't cleared that catch yet.
This is the most D6s I've ever rolled. This is awesome.
Do I get my hero dice?
Do you still have? Yeah, you have those 2 from the others. Yeah, you have to spend them. So when they're gone,
On
they're gone.
initiative?
No whammies, no whammies.
Oops, I grabbed my.
But
I
you know
grabbed my
what? I
microphone.
got
because of my
2
glasses. Sorry,
sixes again, so I'm just keeping them going.
I got
Going.
2 6s.
everybody. All right, so you get 1 hero die.
Nice.
I got 0 6s.
3 6s.
This will be my hero die.
Oh, I'm supposed to roll
You
two.
can be my hero, babe.
Wait, do I get hero dice if I rolled 3 6s?
You get 2 hero die. So everybody got a success.
I do not.
All right, you got 2 successes.
Which means I get to keep one of these.
You did
bad
not get a
boys.
success.
I got 0.
Okay.
I have so many dice. I really do feel like I'm rolling sneak attack damage right now. I have so many.
Okay, so all right. So those of you that have a success, you can decide what to do, and you can decide what order to do it. So everybody but you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to go get Anton out of the room.
Yeah, just make sure he's safe.
So yeah, I say like, I look around, I go, and I loudly go, Barry, clean that up, and then go looking for where I think the bullet came from.
Okay.
Because this combat's not really a secret to me.
Yeah. So in combat, you basically can do 1 slow action and 1 fast action, or
Okay.
you can do 2 fast actions. So looking for the source of the bullet is a fast action.
Okay.
If you want to do a defensive thing like duck and cover, that can be done as a reaction.
Okay.
So you might want to save one of the fast actions in case, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I definitely want to look for the source of the bullet, and then get into cover
Okay.
and ready because I definitely am packing a lot of guns.
All right, so do a wit and
Secretly.
savvy to see if you can find the source of this.
Wit and
Assassin.
savvy. Okay, so that's. Hold on. I gotta do some cleanup of dice.
Clean up on aisle 1.
Okay, so I have my 2 hero dice, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I have the +2 from the emotional. Did I not roll what? Siri? Okay, I didn't roll a 6. No 6s.
All right.
So it goes.
So you cannot tell where
Lots
the
of fives.
the assassin's coming from, but now there are more bullets being unleashed, and there is a vase takes it, and then some papyrus starts exploding around you, and they're taking shots.
Okay.
Who's next? You guys, you 3 can decide amongst yourselves.
I'm
who goes
going to
next.
crouch in mid the hail of bullets and search this man's body.
Yeah, search the.
Oh,
he's still
okay.
dying. He's not dead yet.
Oh, I'm going to see if he has anything to say, and I'm going to dig around his pockets, I guess.
Help him!
I'm checking you for bandages.
No, I'll try to help him, but I'm also going to dig around in his pockets, and I'm going to listen to whatever he has to say.
Stick your finger in the wound.
It'll make a great column for my readers when I save his life.
Yes, that's
Actually,
the
one of
only
those
reason.
readings.
That's the only reason. All right, so you're doing a wit and lore to see if you can patch him up. If you have a skill for
Fix?
I do have fix. I have a lot of fix.
this, that could apply if you're taking a very medical approach to this.
Yes, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna take a very medical approach. I'm gonna grab some duct tape. I'm gonna spread it all over
Some
his.
Windex.
Yeah. And I get to roll 1d20 because I'm awesome, right?
No, you are awesome, but you can't roll a 1d20. Well, you can roll a d20. I just won't take it into. I don't see any
Oh,
sixes.
I don't. You know what though? I'm gonna take a luck die. I'm gonna make this happen for me. This is my luck die.
Okay.
So
Mark a luck.
yeah, I will
shoot.
in a second here. Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god.
Yay, luck.
The dice are working. All right, so that gives you 3 hero die.
Yeah.
So yeah, you stop the bleeding. He was shot in the throat, so you stopped the bleeding and staunched it somehow. And he's he says, "The Seekers."
Yes, I know. They're firing at us.
Take the dome.
Take the dome.
Dome.
He's okay.
holding
Well,
the
all
book
right.
he had.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. My wife, she's a children's book illustrator. She'll be interested to see this. Can I search your pockets? Just see.
Utterance 81.
Utterance 81. All right. Okay. Yes. Sure. That makes sense. Can I search your pockets just briefly? Just see if you have anything in there.
He doesn't respond. I mean, what is he going to say? No?
I'm gonna just dig around in there a little bit.
And he has his wallet, keys, so like a keychain, skeleton keys on it. I think that's it.
Can I say that in his wallet I find a card that is a subscription card to the Bergen County Record?
Yes.
Bergen County, New Jersey.
Yes.
Wow.
See, he has like a little diary too,
A man of
like
taste.
where he keeps his notes.
A man of taste. I'm going to leave his diary with him. That's for you. I've got the tome. Utterance 81, everybody.
He's in critical condition, but you did stop the bleeding. What's up? You still have a fast action, I think, if you want to.
I want to shoot something.
All right.
I want to shoot in the direction of bullets.
Okay.
Barry might help. Well, we can see what.
I
Barry
think
has a
taking
plan.
Anton in the other room is a long
Yeah.
Actually-
action. So let's just go
Okay.
to the shooting. Let's get done with the shooting.
What?
Yeah.
How
Cool.
could I apply a stunt in this situation?
Oh, all kinds of ways.
I want a stunt.
Yeah, you could just think of the cinematic, awesome thing that
Yeah.
happens. Think about, did you see Black Widow? Just use that.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna stunt because that's what I'm good at. Like I'm gonna start ducking and covering and going towards the direction of firing
No,
because
it's
there's a lot of bullets
coming from outside, so you could do like a
Yeah.
running leap out the window and then like a shoulder roll
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and then unleash.
Yeah. that's-
If you have two guns, you could John Woo it.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have two guns.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I'm the person that is when they do the weapons check, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like I'm that person. So yeah, no, she goes running and jumping and rolling and then starts shooting at.
Okay, because
People.
you don't know the source, it's a -2, but you can use all of your other, because you still have that condition, which is giving you extra dice.
Okay, so I just roll 8 dice this time.
Is that it?
Yes. This is why I wanted to stun. I can count my points. That's 6, right? Yeah. I'm really good at math, yo.
Good thing you're not adding them up.
1! There's 1!
That's all you need. Okay, so you do the roll, you unload, and then somebody falls from a balcony across the street, and then you see some shadows running off the top of that building. It's nighttime, I guess.
Alright,
Apparently, it must be.
I want to start following those people on the building.
All right, so you're in pursuit.
And then I'm going to also just, as I'm going, I'm like, I'm in pursuit! Someone search that body!
All
This
right,
is why I'm a spy.
not your turn yet. Let's see. So they're unloading on you. They're using automatic weapons, and they are not hitting you. It's like, and you're just kind of like zigzagging your way through the bullets as you're jumping across the street in pursuit. So they're not doing a good job on their end. Now it's your turn. Firefight outside.
Yeah, he wants to figure out a way to try to flank. Because he sees the director run out and he just thinks spies, like, this is not tactically the best way for us to do it.
The most cinematic way, though.
Yeah. So, but he's going to try, like, running through some doors to try to get, I guess, stun his way through the building to try to get a flank on these guys.
Okay, so you're cutting through all of the display cases and past. There's a mummy that you swear looked and watched you fall, but
Yeah.
you stop and it didn't, and you keep going, and buckle out the back door and to see what happens. This is a pursuit, basically. So why don't we do a quick and stunt? Oh no, unless you do it really cool. It's like a physical. It's like a physical feat, I think is the word I was looking for. To kind of to push yourself to get out
Well,
there.
I don't have feet. I guess I should probably take that. But I roll my grit, right?
Yeah.
That's one success.
Okay. All right, so you have moved out of the building. At the point, you see one of the assassins has just jumped down and is trying to bolt away from her.
Okay.
So you are closing in.
He wants to run and slam his head into some building wall.
Okay.
Because we need to get this guy for some information instead of just killing him.
You'll have to do that in the next round
Okay.
because that was
Right.
a long run.
All right. Well, then he is running.
Okay, so back to the top.
Oh.
The museum guy is dying, but not dead.
Not dead.
Not dead yet.
That's not my job to fix him either.
Yeah.
I did the best I could, everyone.
You've shot one guy down, and another guy is on the run. You see Stewart come out the back and is closing in quick. He's probably going to get there before you.
Okay. Well, are there more than one like assassin, or is it like just?
Those are the two that you saw.
There's
There
two
might be more.
running from us. Right
There's
now.
one running and one you shot.
Okay, that's okay. I mean, I will help Stuart out and aim for his leg so that he's not. Because I kind of look at Stuart like I kind of try to give you like a signal of like hand signal of what we're gonna do.
All right, so essentially going to hold the action. I'll give you a +2 when you go on.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. And what are you up to?
I want to trick everyone into. Basically, I want to get them off everyone else's trail by like suggesting there's someone else here, by like knocking some stuff over, some priceless artifacts.
All right, so you want to trick any other attackers into thinking.
Yeah, into like attacking a spot where there's nobody. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that with my 11 dice.
There's so many dice.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are the hero dice. So, no, but I'm pushing my luck, baby. The red one's the hero.
Oh, you don't get the hero on the push,
the red one's.
but you get the core stat.
Wow, boy, this is really champing my style.
There's one.
Yep, there's two. There's two.
Did
And
you?
this is a 5. So
Did you
we're
get a
fine.
1 on the?
No,
left?
the red one.
All right, cool.
So we got 2 success. You're staying with me.
And you get a hero. All right, so and how were you doing this? You were just going to knock something over in the back?
Yeah, there's like a line of tombs, and I'm gonna push one so that they all kind of collapse into each other like dominoes.
And now you see there are 2 other of these assassins that were coming in the back, and they've revealed themselves because they're coming in thinking that these tombs are people.
I'm gonna just do a quick duck and cover and hide.
All right. So you're surrounded, and let's go back with you. All right. So you have the kid in a safe spot.
Yes.
You hear the firefight outside.
Yep.
You hear these sarcophagi get knocked over, and a lot of clutter coming in the room next door, and you hear running footsteps. So there's other attackers inside.
Okay. Barry is going to try to mark and call out, like he's like spotting, like where are the bad guys and where do I need to get away and where do they need to go? So he's going to throw his signature item, which is his grappling hook. We cut to Barry. He's wearing the strapped suit. It's like an aviator suit. And he reaches in, he undoes too many buckles and a zipper, and he pulls out a grapple hook, and he tosses it onto a ceiling, and he's going to try to stunt his way up very quickly.
Okay.
Like
all right.
almost a wall run, but grapple assisted.
Okay, and the objective is to
Get a high vantage point and start calling out the, like...
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. All right, so if you beat this, everybody's gonna get like more +2s.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see how
All
this
right.
stuff goes.
Okay. Wow, I'm gonna have to push my luck. Not a single 6.
All right, mark a
So-
luck, and you can re-roll. Sans any hero dice,
Okay.
and you can roll with the luck die.
And this will be my luck. I've got 2 6s.
Okay. So one of those a hero you can use next time.
Nice.
And you can see now there are 2 more people on the roof. There's 2 down below, and then there's the one that he's in pursuit. So you start calling out, and you start realizing you're being surrounded. There's tactically, there's way more than it looks like. You also get a look at them, and they are all sort of like nice tailored suits, vests, and like Homburgs.
Nice.
So they are not local. All right.
What's the mood on the street? Are there people around, or
It's night, so not much.
Okay.
No.
okay?
And this kind of area of town shuts down. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So because he let us know that, like, and I have an idea of things, can I start being a little sneakier?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Right now, I'm going to roll for the bad guys.
Yes.
So let's see. We have. Okay. He sees you coming.
Okay.
And just spins around and does this total martial arts sidekick and just lands a blow on you. And if you have a reaction, you could roll to try to block it.
Okay.
I can't remember what you did.
I just ran and
You just ran
got
in.
in position.
So I do think you have a reaction.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll fight.
That is one success.
Okay, so you're able to block it. So now you're sort of in this fisticuff fight with this guy. The one on the roof is shooting at you.
Okay. Do I have a
You
reaction?
find yourself completely overwhelmed with bullets. They're using automatic weapons.
Yeah.
And it's just like exploding the dirt around you. And you're going to take a catch, so decide which one.
Okay, I don't have a reaction I can use now.
Not against guns. Unless you have Captain America's shield.
No, I just. Well, my was just gonna be like duck into a building or duck out of the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and just so you know, in Temples and Tombs, we don't care about damage. We're looking at what happens in the script.
Yeah.
So which condition are you picking?
Overwhelmed,
Okay.
which now I just have back to my base dice.
Yeah, so there are too many bullets. And you're going to just duck in somewhere to get out of the rain?
Yeah, basically duck in somewhere to get out of the rain, and then, but use the fact that they now can't see me to my advantage, and that I know where they are because of him.
Mm-hmm. And you've already used your action to help him out, so that's done. But you do have to kind of you took your shot, and then you had to and there's like an explosion of wood as the building you duck into is pulverized from all of these. You're just kind of hiding under there.
I am basically hiding and trying to sneak around them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so your next move is going to go.
Yeah.
All right. There are the guys on the inside.
What is that?
I'm sorry, that's my toy duck that I carry everywhere.
Duck dice.
All right, I haven't rolled a duck dice in a while. Gotta see what's up.
So
There's six ducks.
one of them comes around the corner with Anton in his hand, and he has the gun to his head. It's like, all right, little lady, why don't you just drop your guns? Come with us nicely. Have an appointment, maybe, with the Royal Society. Doesn't need to get bloody, does it? So, this is going to mark a catch. You decide which one. How does this make you feel? Or what happens in the fiction?
Well, I'm just gonna bolt. I'm on the run.
All right. You hear a polite British cuss as he has to now pursue you. Don't yell.
You know, the Oracle once told me, boys only want love if it's torture. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Let's go with you now.
All right.
So you have +2, and you'll also get another +2 later because Barry's calling out what's going on.
Okay.
But it doesn't apply in this situation because it's already happened.
So I got.
And you're in a fist fight with him, so
Yeah.
you can decide how you want to move on this.
He just wants to knock him out, but I'm assuming because it's like martial arts versus like a pugilist, like it's like a lot of like him taking a lot of kind of like lighter shots, and he's going to try to just knock him out really fast.
Okay.
Good old American haymaker.
Good old British
Oh,
pugilism.
that's right.
There's 2 successes.
All right. Well, you don't need the +2 as it happens.
Sweet.
So you get to keep a hero die, and knock him out cold. And it kind of can be a bit comedic. I mean, he does this like all this martial arts stuff, jump, flip, kick, and then it's just it is a fist.
And there's probably like an introduction of like a knife, because there's always some sort of knife play, and then he's just kind of like duck, 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 and then wham, knock out.
And it's just like there's a freeze frame of the guy spinning, and then like a couple of teeth.
Yeah.
And then it collapses.
And then the screen just goes, fatality.
Can we get like the really cheesy 80s like multi-cut from like a slightly different angle but the same scene?
Or the Zack Snyder slow motion fast. No, okay. That's been X-carded.
Yeah.
Bullet time.
Hard X.
Bullet time.
Yeah,
bullet
bullet
time.
time.
Bullet time. Doing bullet time now.
And then his next action is to pick up the automatic weapon.
All right. Yeah, that's a quick action, so you got it.
Yeah.
You have a Tommy gun.
Sweet.
Right. So they're on the move up top. So you've called them out, and then down below, I guess you're kind of going outside the back.
How badly outnumbered are we?
Looking pretty even at this point. There's 2 down, then like another 3. So yeah, you're probably outnumbering them.
Okay. All right. I guess I won't call in the Bergen County Record plane to get us all out of here.
So we're back at the top. You were going to circle around.
Yeah, basically the way I want to do this is like, I've now ducked in this building. They can't see me. I'm going to use that to my advantage to duck around and do some cool sneak attacks. Some like...
Here's the one that's in pursuit of her. That's coming out the back. I think his call would alert to you of like another one maybe on the front. So you could choose to go after the one that's chasing her or one that's still closing in.
I'm going to go after the one that's chasing her because he was also threatening Anton.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And is this going to be another stunt, or are you going to try to stunt this, or are you just going to go straight up shoot?
Oh, no, I'm stunting. I'm rolling, ducking, hiding.
Give me that Black Widow.
Yeah, no, this is straight up like, I've got the knife out now, but I am staying as stealthy and quiet as possible. So it's all like maneuvers and jumping over things.
Give me that Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, great.
I don't wanna
So
be
roll a
seen.
stunt. This is going to be a
Some Assassin's Creed stealth style.
this is a slow action.
It's like an Assassin's Creed when you're not playing the assassin. You're always like, what am I doing in this game?
Haha, I got one.
All right. So so you come behind. He's rushing out. He has this kid in tow, and what happens? What is your move?
I want, basically, yeah, so as he's doing that, I am going to come up behind him, kick him in the leg, and then slash his throat.
Oh, okay. You're just going for it.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
So
what I'm trying to do.
we'll keep this a little. This isn't as horror. I would usually lean into this, but I'm not going to, remembering the genre. So he's down. Boom, and the kid is traumatized but safe. And
The kid has to mark a catch. The kid has to mark a catch. I feel like the kid is probably like overwhelmed.
yeah,
So
yeah, the kid
Very
is overwhelmed.
emotional.
Yeah, the kid is overwhelmed. Usually these kinds of characters only get one catch, so that's like him. He's just like,
Oh no, he's coming with us. He's now.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
Yep.
Gonna, he's,
And like, I pull out a rag and wipe off the knife, and I'm like, get yourself out of here, kid.
he's broken. He can't move.
Run.
how close?
have
How close am I to you?
I don't know.
I don't think I'm that close.
So there was a murder behind you. You've already called out, so you can do something different now. What's up now? We have, I think there was, I'm losing track because my mind's eye moved around too much, but I think there's 2 more on the roof, and one of them was coming down towards the front.
Barry's gonna call down from his rooftop to the director. Miss Director, I believe we should switch places. And he's like swinging his grapple hook.
Okay. She kind of just nods like, yeah, get me on that roof.
Won't you bring Anton along?
I don't think he's up for the job.
I look over at Anton and I'm just gonna do like an eye check on him. And it's like, do you want to come? Are you okay? Do you want to?
He's suffering from what some might say trauma.
Yeah.
And isn't really returning eye contact.
Okay. I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to swing my grapple over a grating, and I'm swinging down, and my downward momentum is going to pull Scarlet up. Like
okay.
One of those things.
Actually, you know what? I will grab, since Anton is not even moving, I will grab him and, hero.
All
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
All right. I do need to see the feet, though.
Yes.
I totally had that in my mind's eye.
Is that feet or stunt?
You could argue stunt. It's very stunty.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking feet because of the physical part of it, but you're right. It can be stunty.
We're all good at stunts.
Yeah. Well, it makes a more exciting
We're
story.
very flashy.
I'm
bunch.
terrible at stunts, so...
I'm decent at stunts.
That is my luck. 2 6s.
All right.
Nice.
Great. So keep one of those. Happens as described. You've got Anton in tow. On the roof, do you do the 3-point landing? Are we going that far? Okay.
And hair flip.
Yeah. Which also, you notice, I do wear wigs a lot. My hair is never the same. This
Just
is
like the accents.
Yeah, nothing is ever the same.
So you're on the street now.
Yeah.
And there's the one that was coming down across the street from you.
Okay.
So you have one short action you can do,
Okay.
which would be very little at this point. You could keep it as a reaction if you want, or if you wanted to get a gun out or something like that.
I'm going to just whip out my pistol, which may or may not be loaded, but I'm brandishing it.
I'm brandishing it capably. I've been muted this whole time. I'm sorry if that's been a problem.
Oh my God.
I
Just
never know-
imagine
I
I've
never
been
know if I
awesome
should
this
just
entire
shout,
time.
He was
unmute.
very awesome.
Okay, thank you.
It was an amazing moment. I
Thank
missed
you.
it.
But I'm going to pull out my pistol and just brandish it capably and hold on. But I am going to eye check and just make sure Anton's off the street, and he may be in a state right now, but I want him out of
On the roof
danger.
with the director, safest place for
Okay.
him. Yeah. All right, so you are ready, and then the bad guys. They are guys. It's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, more women henchmen.
I don't know. They're just so British. I guess I could, but anyway, this one that you're in fisticuff with that was knocked out.
Yeah.
All right, so we just had the guy on the roof, and then
The other guy that came down.
Yeah.
the other guy that came down. Got it. Thank you. Jeez. Whew. I need minis. That's what I need. Okay, I've got more. So. Oh. All right. So you are getting shot at, Barry. And let's see if you can. You do have a reaction, but these are bullets. So there's really nothing you can do against bullets unless you've cut.
I confront the bullets with dialogue. I say, "Hey, what's really going on, bullets? Let's explore your backstory."
So you have to take a catch. You get to decide which one, and then we'll decide how this affects the narrative.
I think it makes sense for Barry to become emotional because when it comes to little abandoned kids, that's gonna put him into a state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It went too low.
yeah.
All right. So, you're are you dodging the bullets, or are you just going straight at him? And so he's kind of like can't maneuver in time.
I want him to fire a whole bunch and waste bullets.
Okay. All right.
So I'm counting his shots.
So he's unloading. These are Tommies, so it doesn't take very long.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a
and
quick
it's,
burst. Yeah.
out, and he's unloading, and then we'll stop there. But yeah, you are very emotional now as a result. So let's go back into the back of the museum.
Yes.
It sounds like the firefight is still going strong on the other side.
Yes.
You have the diary from
Yes.
the museum, and the tome, as he
Yes.
said. You don't know if the kid's okay. What do you do now?
Well, I can't really hit anyone in the face with a book, which is what I wanted to do. But I'm gonna run out and save somebody.
read from the tome and unleash Armageddon.
Yeah, I'm going to read Utterance 81, see what happens.
All right.
I'm going to first, read it to myself, just see, what's
Just
going on.
see
there.
how it feels.
Yeah.
There's another application for luck. You can roll just to see what happens with things like this.
Okay.
So roll your luck. Do you have any luck accrued?
I have 2 luck accrued.
Okay, so roll 2 die.
Roll 2 die, okay. All right. And if I get a 1, it won't do anything?
Well, if you get a 1, it'll botch, and something horrible
hell
will
yeah.
happen.
Well, I got a 6 and a 3.
Okay.
So.
So, you're reading Utterance 81, and there is a gust of wind that comes up around you. And at that moment, you realize that the sarcophagi that you knocked over are jostling. Like something inside is trying to get out.
All right, boys, help me fight.
Opens up, and then a mummy steps out of the sarcophagus and lurches forward. He grabs an antique sword and then starts stumbling out the front of the museum.
Listen, what was the name of the guy that worked at the bureau in Tibet for the Stanley Levitz? I'm going to get on the phone. There's a little phone right here in the back. I'm going to say, Stanley, you're at the Cairo bureau now. That's wonderful. Listen, can you send the plane with a ladder just sort of dropped down? My friends and I may have awakened the dead.
Okay. We'll get back to that. I don't remember what Utterance 81 is, but that's what it did.
All right. There's a guy on the roof, right?
Yes.
So I am going
Across the
to... I have to keep Anton safe. So I'm going to, find a good corner of this building to, stuff him in. Just be stay here. Stay put. And, have him duck down. And then, I have, I have, a lucky stone thing. I'm going to give it to him. Just, rub this. Calm me down. And then I'm going to go and stealth after this next roof guy. Which means I think I get to run and jump across.
Yeah, I was wondering, is that what you're going to I was wondering.
So I run, I jump, do a barrel roll.
Let's see that stunt.
And hopefully... But this guy I don't want to quite murder yet. I want to incapacitate him.
We're just seeing if you can get to the other side.
Talk to him.
Shame would be the result.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to push my luck.
Okay. Mark your luck, don't forget. No hero die.
Oh shit, hold on. Let me pull out a different issue. Let me make it look
You could also
different.
use your ambition if you want to make it an automatic success, if it applies.
Exceeding societal expectations of women running and jumping across buildings?
Not really what I had in mind of that ambition, but I guess you could argue for it if you really want it.
I mean, her whole thing is she wants to be the very best that no one
Yeah.
ever was. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you want to spend it for that, you can.
9, no. I'm going to hold on to that. Push this luck. Ha! That's 3 6s.
All right. So it happens in spades. It'd be a glorious scene. It's like the Matrix.
Do I get 2 hero dice now?
Mm-hmm. You get 2. So now you have leapt across the street and you come basically face to face with this Brit in Hamburg. Extremely startled at what you have just done and is probably going to try to run, but we'll find out on his turn. You do have one quick action you can do if you can
How
think of
close
something.
am I to him?
Right next to him.
I want to sweep his legs.
That counts as a slow action technically.
Punch him in the nose?
We'll get back to him. All right, so you've summoned a mummy. You have jumped across the street. You are in position now
to turn undead.
You are in a position now where you can go after the assailant across the street.
What happened to the guy that was unloading the Tommy gun? Is that
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget to unmute.
Two.
Producer.
And that's how I saved everyone. So, do I get any sense of like the mummies?
Mummy's not in play yet.
Okay.
But will
Okay.
be
Okay.
shortly.
No, that's fair. Totally fair. Fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go after the guy.
All right.
Full chase with my
right.
grapple hook on.
So
In
you
my hand.
are you like fists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll fight.
That's my worst, but Barry's angry right now.
You get your +2 to any die.
Okay, so that +2 is 2 dice or
No,
plus
two +2 to a die.
A die roll.
If you
okay.
need to push it up
Gotcha,
to 6.
Gotcha. Okay, so my fight would be just a 3, and my hero die, and my luck die.
Yeah. But don't get a 1 on it.
Yes, sir. I have a 6.
All right.
Yay!
All right. So you tell me how he can't take very many hits. So you can tell me how he goes down.
I use the grapple hook kind of like a bolo, but like I'm not trying to like kill him. I'm trying to like just grapple at his feet, and I tug, and he lands hard, and he's out.
All right. That leaves nothing for you to do, except that there is a mummy walking onto the street.
Well, I would think that he was going to pick up the dude that he knocked out so they can interrogate him, and he's running, and then he sees out of the corner of his eye like a mummy, and it's all like, drops the guy, and is all like, what the...
And the mummy is charging in a war stance, doing this sort of like saber up, and it's coming at you.
Okay.
And it's not your turn yet,
Okay.
because I rolled a 1 on his initiative.
Don't forget to unmute.
Oh. We're good on this side of the table.
That's all I do.
Do you see how many 6s I got there?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's 5 6s. No, that's 4 6s. That's a 5.
I just wanted to
Okay.
have somebody validate my work.
I mean, it's a mummy. Mummies, yeah.
I don't feel good about this at all.
All right, so that will immediately, unless you have a reaction, you could probably stop one of these catches.
Is this considered the new round? Because I haven't acted yet.
Yes, so you can use a reaction to block one of these.
Okay.
So that means that you take 3 catches. You get to decide which ones.
G3, Jesus.
I guess flip script, which is -1 die.
Yeah, that's sort of what just happened. I'm gonna interrogate this guy. Wait, there's a mummy.
Yeah. I'm assuming that catches him off guard.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's like an improv level 1 class scenario.
I think he would be more overwhelmed than emotional
Yeah.
because I feel like he is never seen The Walking Dead before.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
wonder
that
why.
great after season
No,
2.
The Walking Dead didn't debut until the year 2009, so of course you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
I know about it because the Oracle spoke to me of it. She
So you'll
didn't
have
like it
-4
very much.
dice.
Yeah.
All right, so this mummy has just come charging across the street and knocks you so far you go crashing into the building across the street. And now you're dealing with whatever this situation is.
Okay.
And it's your turn, so you can deal with it now.
He's gonna shoot at it with the Tommy gun because
Going the Brendan Fraser route?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It seems like a viable option. So
Have you tried a cat?
we haven't got to that far yet. So I even use my hero die,
Yes.
and I did now just shoot at it.
So you just shoot at it.
Yeah, and he misses.
Well, no, you hit him fine. It just
Oh,
doesn't do
yeah.
anything. As it's still advancing on you, and it just completely, and you've unloaded your Tommy.
Yeah.
You're out of ammo, and it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Now he's like butt of the gun time.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. All right, so back to the top. The two of you see this mummy attacking your soldier.
What about the guy I'm engaged with? What's he doing?
He
He
dies
is
suddenly.
also seeing the mummy. I'm grunting because, like, what would he do?
Heart attack.
He also sees the mummy. Let's see what he. I'm gonna roll a check on him.
He sees the mummy, he looks up and like, oh, great. Now you've done it.
Just literally, like, she's going to just get down low, sweep his leg, and get him on the ground with a knife to his throat.
All right, that's a. I think we can use stunt because that sounds like very visual to me.
The relish with which you count dice.
3 6s.
All right. All right. Yeah. So it happens exactly as you describe. Are you? Is he unconscious, or is this?
No,
Or are you just gonna like?
I've got him pinned down with a knife to his throat.
Yeah. And he's definitely defeated.
Yeah.
Well, this will soil my suit.
Oh, I'm so sorry that your suit is going to get ruined. Would you care to explain why there's a mummy? Because I feel like you know something about that.
Yes, somebody summoned and wouldn't have. But perhaps whoever did that could do utterance 82, or it's not going to stop.
I mean, we'll figure that out in a second. What do you want here? What is your purpose? What is the purpose of the Seekers?
Oh, to bring Set back.
So you want to do what's going on down there, right now, just with a different mummy.
With the mummy.
She puts the knife a little further, like, I don't care.
All right, spending a lot of time, so we had to
Yeah.
move. But yeah, he's giving you everything that you're asking for. Not really a zealot, I guess. So, what do you want to do?
I'm calling Stanley.
Oh, you called
Stanley
Stanley.
Lovitz.
Right.
Yeah.
So Stanley's sending a plane
Yeah.
from the Cairo Bureau.
I'm going to start reading other utterances to see if I can make this stop.
Do you want to roll a luck to see if you do the right one?
Just luck?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2. I do twice.
Yikes. All right, so the mummy is coming in. It looks like for a killing blow.
Okay.
And then just crumbles before you. Not to dust, but like turns into mummified remains. Instead of
I think
animated
he had
remains.
a resigned look, like, oh, I guess this is how I'm going against a mummy. Like, that's weird. But he definitely has like he's gonna swing at it, but it looks like the way it crumbles, like the sword would have actually killed him, but then it crumbles as the sword's about to hit, and then he's like, Barry, what is going on?
Now, do I see this?
You're around the back.
Okay.
So no. But you do hear that. So I think you could deduce that it worked.
Oh, I think that I've learned how to unraise the dead. That's good to know.
Unalive the unalive.
You asked for a plane with a ladder?
Yeah. It's a little late now. We've dealt with everything, but yes.
So there's a... The plane comes in with the... with the newspaper logo on the side.
I'm guessing I see this.
Yes, it's coming in with a ladder. And coming in slow, but is like, you can see the pilot sort of like, I can only take this so slow!
Yeah. All right.
So are you going to get onto the plane, or are you going to ignore it?
I mean, if I get onto the plane, I'm taking this guy with me.
Yeah, take that guy with you.
And Anton?
Yes.
I'm gonna kneel down and just ask Anton, father,
He's on the roof.
mother.
He's on the roof.
Well, I before we leave, I would get to him and just like, is he homeless? Does he have somewhere to go? If not, I would like to recruit him.
Yeah, well, his home was the museum.
Okay. Well, that's gone.
Well, the museum's there. The museum
Not
curator
for long.
is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's being ransacked by mummies who just got animated and
I
animated.
unraised the dead. Come on.
Yeah, if Anton's amenable, I'll offer to just take him along until he finds a better place to be.
So you essentially will scoop all of your people and belongings and end up at your bureau.
The Bergen County Record Cairo Bureau, which is right at the foot of the Giza pyramids.
There is actually a subway at the foot of the Giza pyramid.
Like a foot long.
Mm-hmm.
And,
There's like a little newsstand in that subway station, and
No, I mean like the restaurant. Like that actually
a
exists.
subway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, this is where the subway is
Can
now.
it be an Olive Garden? And can we?
No.
I think
Unlimited breadsticks.
So I'm in Crone.
I think Stuart would have
Go
came.
across the streams.
No. I think Stuart would have came up like with the mummy's sword and dragging the dude that he knocked out, like pretty bloody looking, like covered in like dust and stuff. Like he's totally been in a fight, and then he sees the director with somebody, and he's just like, Christ, and just lets go of the guy and walks onto the airplane.
And I've got them all like nicely tied up, and I'm like, good luck.
So
There was a mummy.
Yeah, I know why, but I don't know who.
Is it Armageddon? Because I believe the Earth is yielding up its dead. Or am I? Is this a spy?
Oh wait,
this a spy thing?
Can I look at the book in her hands?
a bunch of hieroglyphics.
There's just some hieroglyphics.
Reading utterance 81 and raises the dead. Reading utterance 82 unraises the dead.
I read neither very loudly. Stanley, by the way, can we get a dispatch out to the Bergen County Record about the dead walk the earth?
This is all off
Am I your
the record.
secretary?
I'm just saying, is the machine up and running? The teletype, the pop. Dateline Cairo, please take notes. Dateline Cairo, Libby Scarsdale on the ground.
I
The
thought
dead
when
walk.
I thought relocating to Cairo meant I wouldn't have to deal with your shit.
The dead walk.
We are all over.
So, cinematic scene of the pyramids. I guess sunrise at this point. Say you've been doing this all night.
Putting my hostage in my quarters
Yeah.
and interrogating the heck out of him.
So you find that these are the Seekers, Seeker Society designed to try to get Seti I back on the throne and bring in the world of Set to unseat modern society, which is a plague. You know, your typical stuff. And they have the sarcophagus in their possession.
Okay, did he? Because I also wanted who hired them. Like who told them this was happening?
They have. Oh, okay, good question. Trying to see how much I can give you without making you roll.
I mean,
I think you're gonna have to roll for that.
okay.
Does she get a bonus if she uses a different accent now?
There's multiple people
I am-
interrogating me.
Are you gonna
Is she
scare
her-
or?
she
are
is
you...
her own good cop,
I
bad
want to
cop.
find a way to trick him into giving it. To
Oh,
me.
okay. All right. All
'Cause
right.
that's. I
Yeah.
don't want I don't want to give away our plan. Because then we might. Well, I might just kill him anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's too bad they're not on better terms with someone with some good style.
All right. So roll your trick. See what happens.
all right. Oh, I have hero dice.
Is there like a way I could assess by standing there all menacingly and stuff like that?
Yes.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I will
will
let
do
you do
that.
that.
Yeah. They'll give you a +2 to one of the dice to get it up to 6 if you need it.
Okay. Do I have to pick that ahead of time, or can I once I roll it?
No, you just roll it, and if you get a 4, that means you succeed, basically.
Oh well, I got 4 sixes and
Okay.
a 4.
Wow. 4
How many-
6s. That's a lot of hero die. Okay, so
How many
yeah.
hero
All right.
dice?
So
Is that 3 hero dice?
yeah, you are
I went
just
from-
asking kind of like, are you asking like sort of like Socratic method, just kind of like asking questions that don't seem relevant but
Yeah.
actually are? And he reveals that they
I'm
had
feeling like a cup of tea now. Like he's still tied up, but you know, he has like a moment.
yeah, he reveals that they have an insider in the colonel's office who got the correspondence.
Never trust a man who does not drink tea.
Never trust a man.
Don't steal my line. My God.
And now, I knew everything I needed to know.
And this was kind of through that office, but the records actually came from the Royal Society of Adventurers. So that's how the Colonel found out. That's how the Colonel found out about the Eye of Horus, I should say. So supposedly, Seti I has a magical eye that wasn't decomposed after 4,000 years.
I'm gonna bring Libby in, or go to the side, because
Hello.
this is not a thing I would be good at. But like, you're good at swaying people.
Of course I am.
So would you mind? We have to take care of this guy somehow.
Yeah.
Either we have to kill him, which
Yeah.
I'm fine doing, whatever.
I'm right here.
Or, and I'm kind of doing this because it's intimidating, but it's like, or we could offer him a deal for inside information and send him back.
All right. I'll see what I can pull off here. All right. Just gathering my dice. Don't mind me narrating my adventures here. That's 6. I need 2 more.
I like the idea that you just break the fourth wall and know everything.
And here's I got 2 hero die. And I have
This is Libby speaking in character.
I don't know what a hero die is, but okay, do it.
I threw one across the room. That's what I did. I got a 6. I got 1 6. That's a success.
All right, so you're swaying him into what?
A success.
Yes, a success. Yes, thank you. Your sense of humor was always my favorite thing about you. Yes, we're going to try and cut a deal with you, sir. We'd like to get some inside information, and then we're going to send you back to the United States of America with a new identity so you can live among the people there and give up this dream of raising the dead.
Okay, fair.
Or die.
Okay, fair. I do enjoy life. I choose life.
We'll send you to
In the
Los
pursuit
Angeles.
of happiness.
You can meet some movie stars. How'd you feel about Katharine Hepburn?
I think she's overrated, honestly. I think she's great. I
Betty
think she's
Davis.
wonderful.
Betty
I think
Davis.
she's-
I think we need him. We need to send him in.
Yeah, okay, please give us the information, and we'll send you to Los Angeles to be among the movie stars. Mr. John Wayne.
And you will be an agent for us.
Right. Right, so lots of people want his eye, and it's real.
Yes.
You take the eye, you take the car of Seti I, and you become indomitable. Anything that happens to you regenerates. You can imagine what that would do to anybody, but we don't want that. We want Seti. So we want his car to come back into his body so he can get rid of things like movie stars.
Why would you want to get rid of movie
Yeah,
stars?
first of all, you benefit more from this world that exists. And you want to ruin it.
No, I want supreme power, and I can't have it without a supreme pharaoh, can I?
There are lots of ways to have power that don't involve a pharaoh. Honestly, this seems like the worst way to go about this.
You're not very well learned, are you?
No, she's not.
For once, could you just have my back on this?
She's very smart. She's the smartest woman I've ever met. There. You happy?
Thank you. Here's the thing. I know a lot of things about this world, and you... She just kind of looks him up and down, because I'm assuming he's a very white, very British man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just was like, you already hold all the power. The fact that you want more just makes you selfish, and I'm thinking about just killing you right now.
They're taking it by rail. Cairo to Tripoli. It's on a train as we speak. The mummy.
Right.
I'm going to reunite it with sarcophagus, which is on ship. And they're going to take it back.
Thank you. Now, we'll give you a new identity. You will work for us. And if I find any word that you've slipped up, you saw what I did to your friends.
I will wear cowboy hats and blue jeans for the rest of my days.
Oh, I think you're going to have to do a little more than that. I think we're going to make you an actor.
No.
Yes.
God, no.
Yes, yeah.
On the silver screen, sometimes hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
No, anything but that.
How do you feel about the name John? How do you feel about the name John Wayne? That sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds amazing.
Anything but that.
Could you talk like, hi there, how you doing? Could you do that?
I can't really do a John Wayne impression. But
So-
say he does it very well.
We'll
Yep.
get you some dialect coaches, son. You're going to be fine. You're going to be a
So
big
we're
star.
going to set him up as an actor. In Hollywood.
The birth of Hollywood.
Yep. Just gonna do that. He's John Wayne. He's actually John Wayne now.
I think the math works.
I hope it does. I really do.
I was doing the math. I think it
Was
was
James in chat? He would know.
James.
So John Wayne was known for having a signature crab walk, like he walks sideways. That's because we broke his hip.
We have made the seeker into John Wayne.
Checking.
James is checking. Thank you, James.
Thank you. All right, so you have intel saying that the mummy is being sent to Tripoli,
Yep.
so that it can meet with a ship that's being presumably sent to Tripoli,
Which I'm
so
going
they
to.
can be united and then sent home. So, yeah.
Listen, if we want to raise this pharaoh, I could raise him. We could see if we can cut a deal. Get him on our side. Get him fighting for good old Johnny Uncle Sam.
I
Don't think that's a good plan.
don't either. I think we should just let him rest the way we intend to. We don't need to be invulnerable. No one does. Barry, how fast can you get us to Tripoli?
Overnight if required.
Great. You got us to America really fast last time, so.
Do we know
That's-
where the ship is?
I
En
know.
route from London to Tripoli, so somewhere in the Atlantic or Mediterranean.
Do we know what kind of ship?
Does the Bergen County Bureau have a contact in Tripoli?
We have everything. We have everything that we could possibly need. Stanley, you were just transferred to Tripoli, weren't you?
What now?
Yes, well, you see, we're going to be, we need to go stop a mummy, so why don't you come along? Join us. We can give you a little ride. How are the old Knickerbockers doing? I'd love to hear more.
No, I am not going anywhere. You know how long it took me to get this transfer? I'm not going to go back. No.
Do you happen to know the boat records and shipping records in Tripoli?
Probably. Why? What do you need to know?
We need to know who's going to London and what port they're coming from.
Pulls out a bunch of files. Yeah, I have all that information here.
Perfect.
Because couldn't we just sink the ship to buy us some time?
It's a steamer.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, that's why he was asking what kind of ship it was.
There are 246 people.
Also, we
on it.
don't want to draw a lot of attention.
Oh, just make sure.
We don't want to draw that much
We
attention to
would
it.
not.
It's these are civilians.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just making sure.
I keep picturing this because I can imagine Stanley just side-eyeing you like this.
Because I think, well, he's...
And he's like, yeah, I totally understand. I totally wouldn't see
Because
the
in
civilian.
his head, it's like he's seen soldiers die by the umpteens to machine gun fire, so it's kind of in his head like, oh yeah, that's not a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, World War I was He's hands you the records. Look, it's all there. You know, they're en route. So if you wanted to catch them, you can take the plane. But I'm staying here.
Oh, Stanley.
No, I have had enough. I have had enough. You do this to me every time.
I'll see you
I
in
relocate
Tripoli.
to the ends of the world, and somehow you show up.
I'll see you in
Nepal? How did you end up in Nepal, for God's sake?
Ruth says hello. She can't wait. She can't wait for you to see the next book.
I'm not going.
Well, I'll see you in Tripoli, Stanley. It'll one way or the other.
Do you call for him to get transferred? Everywhere we go.
Well, thank you for all your help again. We'll see you in Tripoli.
I'm not going to Tripoli.
All right. Well, sure.
I have a view of the pyramids, for God's sake. I'm not going to move to Tripoli.
We'll see what the editor has to say about it. Mr. Baxter. Yes, Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record, but you know that. I work for you. We need someone in Tripoli. I was thinking Stanley Levitz. All right, yes. You're transferred.
Okay, so we have confirmation that our British spy could definitely be John Wayne.
Yay!
We did it. This is why John Wayne got back. I'm going to say it.
Important. Okay. All right. So we have a situation. We have to decide where to go next. There's a steamer on its way to Tripoli. There is a train on its way to Tripoli. So where do you want to go?
I mean, I feel like if we can get to Tripoli before the train does and intercept the train, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Does everybody think
A
this is
train
a good plan?
heist.
Or a boat heist.
Or a train heist.
Too many choices.
I'm
Or-
thinking, yeah, so train heist.
Train heist. Boat heist.
That will hurt. But we could do it.
Train
Barry,
heist seems fun.
you have a plane that can go on the water, right?
Yes, the painted lady can land on water, but it's not a water vessel. We will need a boat if we want to pursue a boat.
Hobbs.
I thought you could transport anything, Barry.
Oh, I can. I simply require the vessel. And I was hoping I could ride 4 horses in a row and
Barry,
place the train, but
I'm a little
it's
disappointed.
required.
I'm a little disappointed in what the painted lady is capable of. It seems it's not quite what you sold it to us to be. Well, we might have to find someone else who can handle this better.
No, I'm sorry, Miss Scarsdale. I will not stand for that. I will stand for many things. I will stand for abuse. I will stand for lack of pay. I will stand for constant chagrin. I will stand for substandard security. I will even stand for someone else driving me.
We're not paying you?
Barry.
You're being paid.
Barry, do you see this comment card? I've marked a 1 where it says quality of vehicle. The others are all 4s, 5s, what have you.
I'll have you know the painted lady will go anywhere, anytime, faster than anyone else, and safer. Tell a friend.
Well, let's see if you can land it on water. Keep it
Open
afloat.
ocean.
It will be done. Consider it done.
Good. Then
We
maybe
will do a boat heist.
maybe I'll bump you up to a 3.
Thank you so very much. Tell a friend.
You want to go rob a train?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Mr. Metcalf, I've decided we should endeavor to chase down and capture that boat. When we shall use the painted lady, and we will not be using a water vessel for it.
I love your enthusiasm, Barry.
On the way back, can you drop us onto a train?
Yeah. We're gonna rob a train. You're gonna rob a boat.
I'll do both at once.
Thank you. Getting bumped up to a 4, I see.
So the plan is the painted lady will drop you off at the train so you can take care of that, and then you're going to continue on across the Mediterranean to take care of the boat.
Yeah.
And you expect me to manage all of that. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
That's your
Yes.
job.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
You're
Also,
the
I'm gonna
director.
call ahead to Hammy Boy for our getaway ride.
Yeah, Ham. Ham is sleeping because he didn't
Yep.
know about anything that happened that
Of
night.
course he doesn't.
So you get a sleepy, hello, Ham.
Hello there. This is hello there. Yeah, this is Scarlett. We're gonna need a getaway ride tonight.
Scarlet
The director works for.
of...
Oh my goodness, you met me earlier. You really are the best.
Oh.
You're Ellie's people.
We are.
A getaway. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
You're going to be following a train that's headed to Tripoli, so I'd get on the road fast if I were you.
Oh wait, no. I have a really great car, but it's not
What I'm
cross
hearing-
country kind of.
Well, I guess okay, fine.
Hold on. I'll work something out. I just okay. So great train heist. I'll be there.
Great, thanks. You're a doll.
Okay, so Ham needs to go find a getaway vehicle, and then you are going to prepare the painted lady
Yes.
for the flight. Okay, all right. I think that might be where are we at on time? That might be a good place to stop, actually. A little early, but it's a good stopping
Can
place.
have a montage scene with Anton before we wrap.
Oh yeah, right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that poor kid.
Come with us.
I just wanted just a quick moment of I'm walking Anton up into the painted lady, and it's just a. Well, here we are going underneath the engine room, and up on top is where I fly and where you'll be joining me. And now look, Anton, I know you've been through a lot, and you don't have to say anything or do anything. And I know you've lost your home, but you're welcome to mine. Welcome to the Painted Lady. You'll be comfortable. As long as I'm around.
He looks around with wide eyes. He seems really happy. He's starting to get a glimpse of some French that he's speaking, so you don't really know where he came from, but
He starts to sing.
You've got a crewmate
Nice.
and this 12-year-old kid.
Nice.
I would like to do a scene. I want to just find Scarlet by herself. Say, you know that calamity back at the museum when all those tombs fell over and it was loud and it allowed you to get away?
I did hear some calamity, yeah.
And that was me. I don't want to say anything bad happened to you. I josh you, but I still think of you as a friend.
Thank you.
By the way, the Oracle spoke to me last night. I wrote it down here on my little notepad. She said, I used to think that we were forever, ever, ever. I used to say, never say never. And then she went on to say, so he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, this is exhausting, Like, we are never getting back together like ever. I believe she was speaking as to our situation, but if that changes for you, let me know. We're very far away, and Ruth is very obsessed with her books.
Did you? I'm with Ellie.
Yes, and I'm with Ruth. But we're in Cairo, and soon to be in Tripoli.
Let's just focus on the train heist.
All right,
shall
let's
we?
focus on the train heist. We shall. By the way, I did a little digging and found someone named Penelope Watkins from Ankeny, Iowa. Looks rather like you, don't you think? Shoves a senior class photo. It could just be a coincidence, though.
Could just be.
Yes, well, pleasure doing business with you, as always.
And Scarlet is gonna go burn some photos.
Penelope?
I think that Stuart is waiting for Libby to return.
Hello, Stuart.
And I think it'd be like him in shadows, and then you see like the cigarette light, and you see like his face. And he takes a draw, and then he exhales. He says, so, during that fight, I guess there were some unintended consequences.
You mean the mummy?
Yeah. Maybe we should really watch those. And he takes another drag and just walks off.
I'll try not to raise the dead again, Stuart, but only if we need their help.
They weren't very helpful.
We can get them on
And
our
you
side.
you see him come probably back in the light, and you see him like a black eye. Like,
You got a real shiner there.
yeah. Mum's the word, I guess.
Well, let's see if you can get that looked at. I can fix things. I get I have a 3 to wit and then a 3 to fix, and I get 6 dice. And then I have an extra hero dice at the moment. So
I don't know what you just said, but
I'm leaning into this. Libby knows she's in a game.
she's Deadpool. She's just like, am I
love
drinking
it
that much?
So much. Also, now Scarlet has some things to think about.
Is one of them how Scarlet Scarsdale is objectively a great name?
Yes.
True facts. True facts. Okay. Let's think back on what we learned today. We learned that Taylor Swift has a lot of wisdom to give. We learned that little French kids in Egyptian museums isn't weird. We learned that you can use Utterance 81 from the Pyramid text to resurrect the dead. But most of all, we learned that this is just episode 1, so we have a lot to get through.
And the party has been split.
The party has been split.
Yep.
So do not miss what's going to come down the pipe. Sometimes it's pike. It depends on your vernacular. What's going to come down the pike. I think we're going to deal with a ship heist and a train heist, and that will be fun. So come back on episode 2 for Temples and Tombs, the Eye of Horus.
This is because we love you, Chris. This is why we do this to you.
It's going to be brilliant.
You have potential love things happening. There's a train heist, a boat heist. I don't know what more you
You
can
have a
ask.
spectrum of accents.
Yeah.
It's
Spectrum of accents.
And wigs.
Yep.
wigs.
Always looks amazing.
Yeah.
Always has the best transportation and is the birth of FedEx.
It really, really believes in the product.
We invented John Wayne this week. What will we do
Yeah,
next time?
John Wayne. This is just the beginning.
It's in canon. It's canon. We've checked the timeline.
We invented
It
John
works
Wayne.
out.
He is a spy for Eleanor Roosevelt now.
And that's why he talks that way. The people. It's because we broke his jaw.
Also, he's actually British and not very good at that.
Yeah.
Some of us might be a little upset that some of us has resurrected the dead.
Some of us are.
Yeah, so that might be
No,
some
it's-
tension there.
we fixed it. It was fine. It seemed like a problem, and then it wasn't. We fixed it.
Join
I
us-
don't know which utterance I read to fix it, but we'll figure that out because I believe
I
that you
know.
do. You know.
I know
Yeah.
which
So
one to
we'll compare
fix.
notes. Yeah.
So tune into The Walking Dead.
Season 15.
Yeah.
It's been going on for 15.
Oh! I got to roll one more duck dice.
And a
5
duck
ducks. 5 ducks.
I've done.
Now, is it 5 duck-sized mummies?
Oh no.
Or one giant mummy duck? I don't
Yeah,
know.
or one mummy duck.
Stay tuned to find out. I'm Christopher Gray. Why don't we go around, reintroduce ourselves, and we'll
Hi.
close it up.
I have been Blythe Kala. You can find me across the interwebs at Twitter, Instagram, all that. Blythe Kala 93. That is BLYTHEKALA 93. I talk about nerdy stuff a lot. I've been working more, so I haven't been tweeting as much. But I did post pictures of baked pumpkin pie I made, and it was delicious.
I think it's healthy to not tweet so much. I think so. I'm glad for you.
It's probably better for me.
Yeah. But the pie sounds great.
The pie was amazing.
I can't shake the accent now. I don't know what's happening.
Permanent.
Now Libby is playing you.
She exists within me. She knows about me. Emily Vanderwerf? Emily Vanderwerf of Vox.com. I don't know what that is, but I feel very close to her. I'm Emily Vanderwerf of Vox.com. You can find me on Twitter at EmilyVDW, and I do all sorts of things there, and I have other adventures, and just look at me there, and I'm playing in a bunch of games, but none of them are streamed, so I don't know why I said that to you. I guess to make you jealous. That's me.
My name's Eli. I'm sort of on social media, but don't follow me. Please go to Blue_Troller. She's an amazing artist. She streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays
Yes.
at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
She is.
She also drew a comic for me that I posted that is absolutely lovely. It's a Batman one, and she is working on a part 2 for me. So, she's great. Follow her.
Awesome follow. Totally. Awesome person. Hi, I'm Joe. You can tune in to me not next, but the week after for Planes, Trains, Automobiles, and Watercraft, a Tombs and Temples and Tombs mod that we're writing together. Yes, oh my. You can follow me on the interwebs. I talk a lot about mental health. I talk about self-development and Star Wars, and I twirl lightsabers every now and then. You can follow my stuff or not. It's up to you. You have agency. You have free will. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you. That's my TED Talk.
Now, Christopher, we are playing on December 19th, so could we perhaps do a special holiday edition of Temples and Tombs? Could you contrive to make that happen? Could we steal something from Santa Claus?
Can I please lead a sleigh ride?
We can work on something. We didn't say what time of year this was happening.
I want to see Barry try to race Santa Claus.
It's a flashback to it.
How does he do it overnight? I must know.
That's right. We are in the holiday season, and so if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a great week. And if you are celebrating the rest of the holidays, they're coming up. I was just driving down through Pasadena to get here, and I can see they're all set up for the Rose Parade, and so it's happening. It's happening whether we're ready for it or not. If you like the show, which I know you did, come back. We're going to be here in 2 weeks. It's every other week, 4 o'clock on Sundays. Temples and Tombs, Happy Jack's RPG. Wait, what's the domain? HappyJacksRPG.net.
.org.
.org. Thank you. .org. Oh man, I'm really blubbing.
We're bad. Sorry.
If you Google Happy Jack's RPG, you will see all of the stuff. And on that website is a calendar with all of the other games that are happening right now. So
also check out the premiere of our title video.
Yes.
At some point when it gets loaded
title
into
video
the system.
will be put into the system, and you'll get to watch it.
It's happyjacks.org.
Thank you.
There we go.
And I'm sorry, Kemi. I'm very sorry.
We're super good at this.
Very sorry.
Please renew us.
All right, that's it. Thank you all. See you later.
Tell a friend.